Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready.
Oh, overlay's acting weird again. Perfect. Hello everybody, my name is Swagger and welcome to yet another edition of Alpha Pro Series. In fact, we've stepped it up. It's called Alpha Elite Series now, as a matter of fact, so thank you so much. We're ready to jump on into game number 1 of soO versus TY. Oh, they're waiting for casters. Casters are all here. I'm go. I'm ready to rock and roll. I've been ready to rock and roll since I woke up, so we're rocking. Fire, hello man, how you doing? There's no stream delays, so I love interacting with the audience, so how you doing, man? I hope everything is rocking. Hope everything is rolling in your life as it should be, to an appropriate degree. You don't want too much rolling in your life. That way you can't gather any of that good life experience moss. Don't know what I'm talking about, but I know that I need more sleep. Because right now it is 3 a.m. here on the Pacific coast of the United States. But in Korea, it's like, what, 7 o'clock a.m.? Something crazy, something like crazy reasonable. Some crazy reasonable time in Korea right now. Yeah, it's like 7 p.m. Most people are winding down with their days. Everyone's doing fine. Everything's good. You know, no big deal. So, yeah, that's just life, you guys. Waiting on free agent right now to go ahead and join the lobby, but we're just going to go ahead and chill for the time being. Guys, you did see this Alpha X guy in chat here. Go ahead, or I guess here. Go ahead and post a link and a code. Go ahead and type in that code in that link. You put a free $1 toward both soO's and TY's Thanks for Playing Fund. Which is... Oh. See what you said? I just sent to the match, you know, link and code on stream chat. Can you quickly ask them to help TY? Oh, he's asking me to do what I'm already doing. Gotcha. Well, my bad bones. But yeah, basically... follow the link, paste the code, should be all good. I am just trying to get it all together before we cast this series. It's always a pleasure to cast these best of 9s, but yeah, sometimes they do take a little bit out of me. Sometimes it does take me a little while to get the ball rolling. It is going to be a solo cast, so that is a-okay. I'm used to solo casting. That's pretty much what I've done for my whole casting. I'll put this in the biggest quotation marks in the history of quotation marks career, but I enjoy it. Talking to myself is not nearly as lonely as it sounds, especially when you consider I'm in my attic with a blanket wrapped around my lower half of my torso. And yeah, no Korean cast, you guys. Sorry for that. So it's gonna be good old English Swagger for now. And young. Let me think. Yeah, no, I really do have a blanket wrapped around my pants. Here, let me just show you guys what I'm talking about. Wait, yeah, okay, we're good. Okay. Look at this. Woo! Yeah. I know that's probably bad psychology-wise, just to, like, you know, make sure that I'm in the casting thinking mood and not still in the sleeping go to bed mood, but it is what it is, right? Okay, 1 second here. Alright. So we are going to be waiting like 1 more minute for another caster. soO and TY are ready to go. Fun fact, before we jump into this series, soO and TY are actually ranked neck and neck in a Ligulac. So like soO, I think, is ranked just slightly below TY, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check this, but I'm pretty sure they're actually neck and neck. Like, one of them was like 2782, and one of them was 2752. Yeah, so TY is 2782, soO is just barely 2757, so very, very close there, as a matter of fact. This actually may be the series that tips the scales in soO's favor. We'll see. And I think stylistically we should be in for a good... Oh. My taskbar is not going away. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so we should be fine. Stylistically, I think we are in for a good series. Again, TY and soO kind of play to the same strengths in that they just try and do everything in the race in a very solid fashion. Maybe TY is a little bit more micro and timing oriented and mechanics oriented than soO is. But that's not to say that soO has any sort of weak, floppy, disgusting, rancid timings, right? Everyone's good. Especially with people of this caliber, so should again be a good series. Two people who are around at the same level, you know. In my head at least, soO and TY pretty much at the same level. More recently, didn't TY? I think soO went deeper in the GSO than TY. However, I still think in my head they rank it around the same, right? Like, you think soO, and then you immediately think, you know, maybe TY, and then some other guy, I don't know, SOS, you know, just so we get all three races in there. They all kind of rank in the same spot in my head, you know. Or rather, soO, TY stats, they're pretty much like the trifecta of races that played the game in my brain. Alright. Autoplay was blocked on this page. Why ever did that happen? Oh my god, what's that weird thing in chat? It's from Company. I've never seen this blue text from Company come out. And it says Alpha SE2 and then this Korean announcement. Man, I really should learn Korean. It's the language of the gods, right? Let me just quickly put this. Oh, I hear the thing starting. Alright, Korean. Effective for a live hot issue broadcasting that is subject to regulation for sound broadcasting culture may be cancelled. Is that like a copyright thing? Wait, did we just get copyright stricken to the sound of my own glorious voice? With its own little glorious lisp because I have retainers in right now? Is that what happened? Because if it is, then that is not my problem. We're gonna switch to the in-game scene. Are we here? Yes, we are. Just have to really quickly make that scene active, and we should be ready to rock and roll into game number 1. I hope y'all are as excited as I am, because I am very excited to introduce the Terran player spawning in the top right hand position of Turbo Cruise 84. Representing Splice Gaming, it is a red Terran player, TY. And his opponent spawning in the bottom left-hand position of Turbo Cruise 84. Representing Chivo, it is the blue Zerg player, soO. Turbo Cruise 84, another one of the maps in the map pool that are kind of experimentally. Mainly, you say that because of the main big glaring thing with this map are these inhibitor fields right here. Yeah, inhibitor zone generators, yeah, they just make everything slow inside of them, so definitely should be watching out for those. And you can see they're actually cylinders, so they extend upwards to the sky, so that means any area units in there will get inhibited zoned as well, will be inhibited as well. And that can lead to a lot of shenanigans from both sides. Flanks against the Terran become a lot more difficult, let's say, through this choke point, because there are some inhibitor fields to go through. You can kind of predict where your opponent's going to come. Then again, these are not very ideal places to, you know, set up shop, so to speak, but can be a pretty good place to plop down some siege tanks if you are TY. And if you are soO, I guess this is just a little bit of a slowy down thing, right? Maybe, I'm not going to say you're going to put lurkers in there, because 100% soO is not going to make lurkers in this game. If there's one thing in my life I want to guarantee right now, it's that soO will not make any lurkers this game. I can't remember the last time I saw lurkers in the TVZ, man. They just don't work. It's like trying to put a round peg into like your gas tank to make your car go, right? It doesn't really work like that. What's that sign say, by the way? Bubba's Gas and Grits. Must resist urge to make Bubba's Burgers reference. Alright, urge resisted. TY, let's take a look. Oh, we want game sound up a bit, of course. Let's go ahead and sound. Yeah, there we go. Definitely more StarCraft than Swagger is what we want to be hearing in the grand scheme of things. So let's take a look at TY's build here. So far some very standard stuff, just a standard 1-1-1 build, nothing really special. There was no Reaper created, so TY is not going to be able to really have, you know, the scouting information, whether or not like soO is taking a third base or getting any weird tech or anything like that. So if there's any roaches on the way, which would be kind of crazy. He did scout his SUV, so all in all he's pretty safe, honestly. No big deal there, and that little bit of savings on extra gas is going to help speed up everything a little bit faster. 2 Hellions out on the way, gonna go ahead and just see what is up. Trying to assert map dominance here, looking for Zerglings such as this one. Oh, I think he knows what I'm talking about, and I was just running away, so I stopped focusing on him. Maybe hoping that the Hellions are screen cheating me and only following what I follow. That Hellion, oh actually, Zergling tried to get into the main base, and it did see a little bit, but it definitely did not see that concussive shells, I can tell you that. This is going to be pretty unexpected, a concussive shell Hellion drop from TY, very excited to see that. It sounds like one of those strategies you think up, you think up when you're in Diamond or Platinum League. Like, like a Protoss equivalent would be loading up a Prism with Sentries and High Templar. It's like, yeah, I guess that kind of works, but okay, I guess he's just going to go ahead and use it to straight up push the front, which is much better idea than what I was thinking of. So, very happy he's doing that, TY, and he actually does have that army behind us. So 4 minutes 50 seconds mark the time. That's when TY's timing is going to be hitting. TY known for his crispy timing. Let's see if he can make it work. The Marauder is going to introduce a lot of synergy to these Hellbats, because Hellbats are slow, but if you can get everything else equally slow, not as big of a problem. Also, they wreck roaches, so yeah, soO hurting a little bit in that department. Then again, he did have a lot of queens, and this amount of queens and roaches are still persisting out. 6 roaches did die, but it's not going to be quite enough, and this is looking to be a very strong hold coming out for soO so far. And 2 drones, meanwhile, or actually 2 SUVs, meanwhile, died back at home. So actually, this is a pretty much a bust here for TY, unfortunately. Just couldn't find the damage that he needed with that build. I mean, it's kind of still disheartening when your pressure build really just kind of trades and then you lose stuff back at home. It's like, it's like, what are you doing? What are you even doing, right? Anyway, soO is deciding to take the initiative, and GG is called, and TY is going to take game number 1. Kind of a, that's just kind of how StarCraft works, I guess. If you lose everything and don't really do that much, you can just kind of die. Especially against a race as reactive as Zerg. I mean, yeah, just being able to make a bunch of things and just move across the map is pretty strong, pretty flexible. And yeah, TY is going to go and take that first fat L in this series. And TY's next map immediately is Kairos Junction. Opting to stay away from the newer maps, I can understand it. So we are going to go ahead and get that up and loaded. Okay. This is the weirdest taskbar I've ever seen in my life. I swear my computer is saying, look at this! How come we can never get the overlay right? It looks like I'm burning, like I'm on fire, and then like StarCraft 2 is on fire too. Or not even on fire, we're just like embers, just like slowly burning and fizzling away. And now everything looks fine, now it's just like a cool volcano background. I don't get it. Sometimes I really don't get it. Azirim says, soO really deflected that without concern, huh? Yeah, it was actually scarily strong. you kind of look at a Hellbat Marauder push that early on, and you kind of think that there's nothing you can do about it. Because, you know, Lings died to Hellbats, Roaches died to Marauders, right? But in honesty, pushes like that just kind of die to numbers and queens. Basically, if you have a decent amount of queens and then a couple of roaches to go ahead and deal some damage out, you know, you'll be fine. As long as you don't overthink the Marauders, you know. And maybe there could have been some better targeting on TY's part, just Marauder-wise. I think because he was split between attacking the natural base and attacking the third base, he did have some problems controlling everything the way he would have wanted to control it, right? And I think soO may have taken advantage of him that way. Then again, me saying that does make the assumption that TY messed up managing two things at once, which Cardinals in the StarCraft, not going to commit right now. This is a lighthearted event. This is a lighthearted stream. Everyone's having fun. So we're just going to say 3 claps to soO. Or, I mean, 3 claps to the Zerg player spawning in the top left-hand position of Kairos Junction. Representing Chivo, it is soO. Yeah, baby. Currently up, or rather, hang on. Currently up 1 game to none. Sorry, 3 again. To his opponent spawning in the bottom right-hand position of Kairos Junction. Representing Splice, it is the red Terran player TY. And for TY, I think a yeah baby is a lot more appropriate, because for those of you guys who don't remember, TY's nickname was Baby, right? It was like Baby or Baby Night. I remember Baby or Baby Night. Those both were kind of things, but I'm not sure if those are one of the same. I'm pretty sure they were. I'm 99% positive that Baby and Baby Night were the same thing. soO, diligently scouting for those proxy racks. TY, he's kind of like the SOS of Terran, you know, you just never really know what he's gonna do. He can take you to a super duper long, mine out the map, million liberators and ghosts on one side game, or he can do the proxy, pretty much my entire base on your side of the map game. And he can do everything in between as well. And honestly, that's what I like best about a StarCraft player. I feel like that's the most genuine experience in StarCraft. When you can do a horrible build one game and an amazing build the next. And just, you know, have both builds be equally viable. By horrible, I mean macro, cheesy, horrible craps like that. You know, every cheese is horrible in some sort of sense. Reaper boosting out. I'm curious to see what soO wants to do this series. Is he going to go for any sort of third base shenanigans with his drone? I know some people in the Reaper third hatchery meta, the drone is sent sometimes a little bit early to try and catch the Reaper unawares. As yeah, it does exactly this. It pokes at the front over here, and then while it's poking at the front, it doesn't have time to check that there's actually a third base, because he thinks, oh, there's no way a drone is out yet. Unfortunately, game is gonna explode because Enki, our guy over at the Spanish stream, is unfortunately gonna go ahead and just be a little bit laggy. That's the price you pay, you know, when you witness such greatness. I was gonna just confirm that the third hatcher's there. Our first guy 2 says soO is a sexy guy. I agree, soO is a pretty sexy guy. I've never seen him in real life, but I'd have to imagine that he's just kind of a... He just kind of emanates that sexy sort of charm about him, right? Yeah. I mean, especially seeing him win, like, especially when he wins. Oh my gosh, when he wins big, when he won WCS, that was like... just burnt a hole in my heart. Burning desire, passion. A lot of pro gamers are sexy, actually. I'm not sure if that's just me giving people extra sexy points in my head unknowingly because they play StarCraft, or because they just actually are all sexy, but I don't know. Oh, Boris is gonna help me clarify things. So Baby Knight was a Danish Protoss player. Okay, gotcha. So there was a difference between Baby Knight and Baby. So TY was Baby, not to be confused with Baby Knight. Awesome Possum. Gotcha, gotcha. Right to Rooney. Anyways, Hellions gonna go ahead and roll on in. 4 drones going on down for 4 Hellions. This is the life that we have to live, tit for tat. So TY obviously not very happy with that. I'm gonna go ahead and put his complaints in a hat and maybe think of a nice rap after this series comes to a cap. Who knows, you guys? Who knows? Speed. Cloak Banshees are on the way. And almost out as well. I think TY is waiting for a cloak before he decides to fully commit here. 9, 8, 7. There's no spores and the layer's just morphing. So this is gonna hit TY like a truck. Lots of drone deaths are projected here. This is exactly what TY is looking for. Or really anyone is looking for with this sort of build. He was gonna enjoy the nice benefits of his labor though. He is having some problems targeting down the right drones. Cute little micro tricks from soO to try and make it hard for TY, but in the end there is no getting around it. Those drones will end up dying. 9 in total. This 4 is not quite done, so maybe we're gonna take that total up to 12, maybe even 13. Oh, with another one droning. Yes, of course 13, but extra drone is gonna cost another Banshee, but not bad from TY. Not bad at all, especially with this third CC. Like I said, you can flip the script and immediately, boom, big old macro build. And now we're all enjoying, or possibly about to enjoy, some very nice TY StarCraft. Some very nice TY mech StarCraft. Okay. Love to see myself some mech. I think he used to be more special. I don't want to sound like the mech hipster or anything like that. Especially because I play Protoss, right? It makes even less sense. But I always felt that mech was a little bit more special when it was a little less popular. Like the least popular strategies are like the most special in my heart. But that doesn't mean that mech can't be a nice fun thing to watch and a nice appreciated break from bio occasionally. Especially if you get to watch TY, arguably one of the better mech players in the entire world. Take his interpretation of the robot units in StarCraft 2. Anyways, TY gonna go ahead and set up the siege position over here. There isn't really too much armor to speak of now. 30 links in production. SOO's been droning kind of hard. As you can see, it's up to 65 workers. Not much army. Possibly trying to recuperate his losses from that early aggression. Thankfully, this push from TY isn't very committal. Like we saw, there was a third base. So just a push out to see what is up, what is happening. And yeah, I don't think TY himself expects to do too much with this, but he is entrenched with 3 tanks. He's not running back home. Just gonna try and find whatever damage he can. 7 drones going down, possibly from Banshee in the main. We'll check that out later. Right now, the engagement is happening, and it is bad. Linked all up on those tanks like no one's business. Marines, unfortunately, unable to defend all those angles at one time. But meanwhile, in the main base, 10 drones went down. So who is the real loser here? Answer is nobody, because StarCraft is an amazing game and anybody can lose at any time. Good control there from TY. Look at that, 12 kills on that Banshee, 2 kills. Well, this is like the trainee Banshee, you know, the Banshee that's really doing his best. This is the Banshee that's still cloaked. He knows there could be queens talking about, just like, come on, what are you doing, rookie? What are you doing? Come on. Oh. This that I wonder if Banshees cloak because Dark Templar, or Dark Templar cloak because Banshees. Just reasons wise. Anyways, TY is bringing back some, I don't want to say old school, but some very nostalgic memories of the Thor drops, though it's kind of not really a Thor drop. It's a Thor move out with a couple of Hellions. This is actually going to be some dedicated pressure, but yeah. Little Gumiho-esque here as TY moves on forward with his Hellions, with his Thors. A really weird kind of aggression, though. TY is definitely known for doing that sort of stuff. He likes to do things his way. Bane's gonna go and roll on in. They are gonna connect very nicely, actually, on a couple of Calibats, but in the end, it's not gonna be enough. There's still a lot of health in this army that soO has to chew through, and he just doesn't want to work through it. Yeah, this base is pretty much forfeit. He's gonna fight with the drones? That could be a really bad idea, especially with Hellbats nearby. That could just be atrocious. And he's gonna do it. He's gonna pull a little bit here and there, controlling those so carefully. And I don't know how he did it, but soO managed to only lose 4 drones during that whole engagement. Mad respect, soO. Mad respect. like angry respect. Especially with all the upgrades he was getting, all the tech he was rushing. I mean, yeah, that was definitely very risky move there, but it did pay off. But TY, in typical TY fashion, is up to 73 workers, and he is showing no signs of stopping. 2 CCs on the way. He really wants to win his lion's share of that $300 prize pool. And yeah, looks like things are chilling out for now. Again, TY may be looking to do another move out, treating his mech kind of like Bio, which I always kind of feel iffy about. But I think doing it 1 or 2 times in non-committed ways. You saw that he pushed with those medevacs, so he had the option to bring the Thors back home. He wasn't sacrificing any really big, you know, factory mech units. So very good push out, I think, by TY. Really only risking a couple of Hellbats, and everyone knows Hellbats are like mech Zergons, you know. It's just you don't care, but they can just die. It's fine. Nobody's gonna care. I'm not gonna cry. Nobody shows up to a Hellbat wedding. That's all I'm gonna say. Fun little interaction there. The animation got started from the Hydralisks attacking the Banshees. The projectiles flew, but they lost sight at the last minute, so the projectiles knew that they couldn't hit the Banshees, so they didn't. It's actually pretty cool. soO, meanwhile, has managed to find himself down 20 supply against the meching Terran player. He has been going for a swarm house. He's been going for drones and upgrades just to see if it can hold off against this army. To be fair, a lot of it is Hellion based, so it's not super scary, but the Locusts are playing on in, and the Hellions are really great against Locusts. In fact, it's like the favorite thing to do. And it looks like soO's gonna have to back on that for now. The Baneling's gonna crash on into the Hellbats again, but not gonna be enough, and soO backing off into his own main base, trying to survive, trying to make it work. Army supply wise, he's not too far behind, and this is a very bare bones army from TY. Believe it or not, there's not too much substance to this army. If you know, another wave of, well, I was gonna say another wave of Locusts mixing this up, but as you can see, that army was pretty much entirely swarm host and with not much in production, and TY streaming the units across the map like TY does, kind of got rolled there. So 1-1, and folks, not to be the guy, but soO, TY, we may have a series on our hands. Firehawk says, this is the show match, right? Yes, this is the show match. soO was the lucky guy. 13 drones. Yeah. It was Moonshine fired a Marine to kill a tumor. How did TY lose first match? Please explain. Game on smarter. How about blah, 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 blah. We got some really good StarCraft fans here. They're up to 316 viewers from bottom of my heart, and everyone here at Alpha X. Thank you everyone for tuning on in. Really, it's y'all that make us able to throw these events. So, big thumbs up. You know what's really weird? You kind of think of TY doing the same thing with his bio. Like, TY will be known to just kind of press like whatever his production hotkey is and just like click across the map and keep it that way for like 20 minutes. When TY has a nice macro engine going on up, and you know, like we saw, he was up to 73 workers insanely fast. He just kept on producing workers. He likes to, in his bio style, just like kind of rally across the map, be constantly aggressive, you know. And the fact that he did the same thing with mech is actually very special. I really do enjoy what TY brings to the party there. You don't really expect that, do you? I mean, you don't expect to just like be worn down by siege tanks and Thors and Hellions, but I think, you know, TY found that he was doing damage to soO. He was getting his drones, and soO was trying to recover, and Kairos being not a terribly big map. If he were to send out those units and he were to do that aggression, yeah, it was just perfectly choreographed how that aggression was. Like, he starts out with a standard sort of aggression, gets himself some drones. He does something a little bit non-orthodox with that Hellbats and Thors, non-committal, just to test the waters. He probably liked what he saw. He went back, he recouped, he macroed up a little bit, got some more units, pushed across again, thought he could finish, because you push that army across the map, you're pretty sure you got to finish. It's mech, you know? You can't just be losing armies willy-nilly. And, yeah, too much for soO. So, very great game sense being displayed from TY there, and I'm very excited to see what the next game can hold on an even smaller map Then Kairos Junction, Cyber Forest, which I think is actually the smallest map in the map pool. I have not been, guys, you can sue me, and I'm sorry, but I have not been super duper active this StarCraft season. But I am pretty certain that Cyber Forest is the smallest in the map pool. Turbo Cruise and Acropolis are both small maps themselves, but I'm not sure if they're as small as Cyber Forest. Cyber Forest is just so cramped. It feels like, you know, you have no space to do anything, you know. Yeah, and I think Acropolis is actually pretty big. But for macro maps, it's pretty small, but for aggressive maps, it's pretty big. So Acropolis is just kind of like that weird red-headed stepchild sort of thing. Alright, let's go ahead and switch to the in-game scene so we can jump on into game number 3 on Cyber Forest. Alright, let's go ahead and introduce our players. Spawning in the bottom right hand position of Cyber Forest, representing Splice, it is the red Terran player TY. Who's really just showing off all the different things he can do against his opponent. Spawning in the top left hand position of Cyber Forest, representing Chivo, it is the soOster. And something tells me TY doesn't really care if he gets scouted, if his proxies get scouted, because sometimes, as a wise man once said, sometimes you just gotta proxy a mother trucker. Sometimes you just gotta put your barracks there. And actually, this may actually be low-key an ingenious barrack spot. Look at this. Never mind. Alright, never mind. I thought it was going to be genius, but it was super duper close. The Overlord just barely scouts these two barracks constructing, and wow. Okay, so soO wants to commit. So, different lines of thought here. You do lose a lot of mining time, and if these barracks go up anyways, it's kind of useless. But then again, if you can stop the barracks from going up, you pretty much stop the push, right? So, barracks is going to complete, and the drones now are unfortunately just gonna go ahead and lose some mining time for themselves and not be able to stop the barracks from constructing. They can stop units from spawning. They can go ahead and like do stuff like this, like, you know, surround that marine as soon as it pops out. Again, this is indirect damage for TY's build, and if anyone has played against a Terran proxying before, you know that they don't necessarily have to do insane damage. So soO not kind of up to a rough start here, but shouldn't be too big of a deal. soO wants to keep his drones at the top of the ramp to deny just any sort of positional advantage that TY might gain, but he is eventually forced on back, and that bunker is placed down on top of the ramp. Things are spawning now. 6 should be more than enough to go ahead and push this back. With the marine count increasing, it's gonna be a little bit more dicey the longer this goes on, especially if he allows his bunker to go up. Yeah, he can't get kited like that, just losing those units. Alright, here he goes. He's probably waiting for the queen, coming in for the full surround. A little bit of a blunder there by TY, and that is unfortunate as he loses every single one of his marines. Gives me the heebie-jeebies, and TY is forced to run back home. Or I guess run back as fast as he can to home. Are these marines gonna make it home? Oh my god. Okay, so Terrence is gonna die, but nobody cared about Terrence anyways. Jim? Is Jimmy gonna make it? Is Jimmy the Rainer Rainster gonna make it? No! Oh my god, little did know Jimmy the Rainer Rainster was sleeping with Stanley the SCV's wife. So Stanley, stone cold there, slamming the supply depot down on Jimmy. That is just uncalled for. Obviously not gonna be able to bust on through. There's no real burst damage in this army to out damage the repair and SCVs, but it is costing a lot of minerals and a lot of lost mining time to make that repair happen. And actually, whoa, Hellion gonna not get quite surrounded, but hopefully he doesn't lose this too. This one Hellion can potentially kill all the Zerglings, but I think if soO controls this fine, that won't be for a while. Gonna go ahead and send the links back up while these links down here distract this Hellion. It knows it can only be in so many places at once. Hellion gonna get great value, don't get me wrong, but TY seeming a little bit off today. Gonna go ahead and lose another Hellion. Not off today, maybe that's bad to say. His macro was like impeccable like the last couple of games. I'll just say maybe not quite his game so far. CC is almost finished up though, and there has been a decent amount of links killed, but there's nothing that is really of significance that has happened to soO damage wise, and moreover, he's not really scared of it. You know, TY is not going to be able to do anything to soO that soO is scared of, right? So, you know, guys, remember how on 4-minute 50 mark on game number 1, Thunderbird 84, inhibitor zones 212, hey, you know that map? Right now was when he was hitting with Hellbats, Marauders with concussive shells, Medivacs, and it was really, really dicey. I mean, and now he has like just a couple of Hellions. He almost has a second base landed. It's just looking a lot more dicier, you know. So there are, for those of you guys who do, you know, balance mind, there are some consequences for Terrans going for builds like these. There is a Medivac moving across to the main base. I think it was hoping to catch soO by surprise, but this ain't soO's first rodeo. And yeah, unit's gonna be able to respond here pretty well. No speed on these things quite yet, but they do end up blocking that little intersection right there. Fortunately, TY trying to do a little bit of Sugoi macro to get himself back in this game, but not gonna happen for the time being. And TY, no doubt about it, is playing at a deficit, but you know, I can guarantee you he's played a lot of games like this before. It's not over just yet, but soO showing he is not scared to pile on the aggression himself. My goodness. Does TY know about this? No, there'd be like bunkers at the wazoo if he knew about this. I mean, he should be starting to think, right? I mean, there's nothing at the third base. The gears in the space should start to turn. And the giant Ghost Raptor attack at the Natural should also kind of tip him off a little bit. So, Natural is obviously forfeiting excellent aggression by soO already. Gonna go in and see if he can bust himself up into the main base. That'd be amazing. That'd allow the links to spill on in, and God knows that there's a lot of links. One more bile would have taken them down, but that's okay. Body blocking with SCVs is TY desperately trying to hold on. He's losing a lot of workers. 10 go down, and we only have like 30 to deal with. That is not a good sign. But with the Banshee and the tank, I think he's gonna hold that up. 20 kills on that tank in like 5 seconds. That is impressive, actually. I mean, I've lived for like 19 years, and I haven't even gotten like a kill on the Mango Fly. That's a pathetic item. So, good job on that siege tank. I guess technically soO is alive for, or the Q is alive for now, and actually some counter damage going on across the map. So 15 to 14 drones killed. Hey, not too bad at all. soO's still rocking that hard macro advantage, though. I mean, TY lost a greater percentage of its economies. I think TY lost more units, more workers relative to the amount of workers he already had. So the insanely small amount of things he could do just kind of got a little bit smaller. It's gonna go ahead and move on out now for a follow-up push. Doesn't quite have the fangs it once did, but soO somehow making drones is, I think, it's a little bit of a miscalculation. 63 workers is a lot, maybe underestimating quite how ahead he was in the worker department. Maybe also overestimating TY, maybe a little bit of both, a little bit in both columns. But now TY finds himself in a position to win this game with an army advantage. You gotta be careful about these sort of things. That's how your opponent wins, soO. And it's gonna go ahead and scramble for defense here. Roach speed will absolutely not finish. soO is just trying to save his roaches, taking some big shots on some already. The siege, it's a very entrenched position. He is going to go ahead and lose some units in this northern quadrant here. Marines can't really pressure. There's no stim, there's no combat shields. There's no real upgrades on the bio. It's just a lot of Marines. That's a counterattacking wall that's killed 7 SCVs, but I think that it's not going to be too impactful in the end. I mean, TY needs to do a lot of damage here. soO's going to go and try and break this here, and now let's see if he can. The arc on the left-hand side is fine. The right-hand side, not as great either, but the Marine count is just kind of holding a little bit strong there, but I think just barely he is edging this one out. It's just so much health to shoot through, right? But I think the Lings are going to go ahead and clean this up. I think it's just a little bit more upgrades, and maybe soO holds that. But in fact, wow, that was actually crazy. What, did he get a natural with Banshees? He just had 4 Banshees with that push, because why didn't he? I noticed the Banshees, I thought they were just supplemental, but no, they actually looped around. They didn't want to contribute to the main fight. Some of you gotta think, if TY did have 4 Banshees committing to those Roaches and Queens, would TY have won the match right then and there? Maybe. But TY found more guaranteed damage in the form of getting an entire base for the Zerg. And honestly, I think that's a great start to get back into this game. And you can see TY's Warrior Spirit really shining through here. Look at that. 10 more drones killed now is a lot better than it being 50-50, right? And a hatchery to boot is just fantastic. Spire should shut that down as soon as it is finished on up. But Banshees, honestly, for TY have done their job this game. They've been amazing. TY has been finding every little point to go and try and inflict some damage. And look at this, 3rd base is landing as well. There's no stopping the macro train from TY. It's going to be bio, unfortunately, so no mech play coming out right now. I know everyone's sad about that, but that's okay. TY's bio is like almost as much of a treat as his mech. And 2 meters on the way. Kind of seems low, but you know, gas is a little bit of a commodity right now. We wasn't really mining all that much gas. Just trying to recover mineral-wise from the depths that he was put in. But you know, 2 is good. 2 can kill stuff. Like, see? Like, 2 Banshees don't beat 2 Mutalisks. In fact, 1,000,000 Banshees don't beat 2 Mutalisks. So, yeah, these are like infinitely countered right now. soO, I think TY probably knows that this is coming, so just gonna probably suicide on these units, see what damage you can find. Gets 2, 3, 4. No! Wants to go ahead and save them. Alright, saves the Banshee. Thinks you can do more with that later on. Trying to send this one back to home as well. And meanwhile, just at home, TY's content to macro on up like TY does. And now we have actually what was a very dire situation for TY turned into a fairly standard macro game. Even in supply, kind of, when that happens, we do have to favor the Terran player a little bit. Their supply is just a little bit more efficient. And soO has been neglecting his army as well, only having the army supply of TY. Can TY take this game from soO? It'd be very impressive if he could, and I'm starting to see this as more and more as a possibility. He's making an offensive move to this 4th base. There isn't any rocks open here, so the chances for flanking are minimalized in that regard. There's still some bandings, there's still some lings, so you gotta respect that as TY, but he's making a good arc, spreading his units out, and soO just want to sack that base. I don't think he can, there's much he can do about that. I mean, he doesn't want to risk it. He's gonna go ahead and go for a counter attack. He says, if I can't hurt you, or rather, if I can't stop you from hurting me, I'm gonna hurt you myself. And here we go. He's gonna do exactly that. The units off something enough with medevacs with a clutch save, probably saving like a good 15 workers there. So soO probably a little bit sad about that. Oh my god. See, part of me thinks that soO should have turned those banelings around on those Marines, and part of me knows that TY would have just like brought them back at the last second and was just baiting soO. I just don't know what to believe. Well, we're gonna go ahead and just say that both players made the right decision there. Alright. Way to be non-confrontational, Swagar. Mutaling Bane is going to be the composition of choice from soO, so pretty standard stuff coming out from him, mixing in the Thors as well from TY, so we're going to be seeing a pretty standard TVZ composition game sort of style here from both players moving forward. TY, you know, 4 bases to 4 bases. How can you really complain? There's a 5th base on the way for soO, but honestly, I don't think either player is really too concerned about the spot in this game. I think soO should start thinking about the long term and what he wants to do then. Right now, though, just has to focus on not dying to any mid-game pushes, so continuing the meter production, continuing those banelings. Meanwhile, TY actually surprisingly not keeping up with his SCP production. We saw his working, it was like at 54, 55 like a minute or 2 ago, so a little, you know, a little uncharacteristic there, but that should be a-okay. And you gotta think, how much does TY want to replenish his army before he moves out again? Does he just kind of want to drop until he maxes on out? Dropping is a little bit riskier with the mutas out, but I think, you know, you can still extend out a drop here or there. You just gotta find more. The bar is just set a lot higher for drops. And actually, do these mutas now? No, they're just kind of spinning around. Siege tanks, of course, a little bit useless against mutas, but not entirely so. Well, oop, one muta going down there. And yeah, it's gonna go ahead and drop the cement back over here. It's gonna get a lot of workers, I can tell. Ugh, that's gonna be painful. soO's deciding to take the initiative, crazily enough, and it's moving across the map with his army, picking off a medevac there. Not bad damage at all. Does end up seeing this drop coming on in. Needs to evacuate the drones, because that's what TY is gonna target. 1, 2 drones. 3, 4? No, just 2. Alright, 2 drones for some Marines. Not, you know, not horrible. You do what you gotta do. And yeah, TY is definitely in his droppy phase instead of his pushy phase. Kind of wants to make his army a little bit better. Definitely understandable there. And yeah, I think this is now a lot. These factory units are a lot better for what he's facing off against. Especially love those burrowing claws on those, or rather those drilling claws on those wood mines over here. And the Thors mixed in are just going to be such a bother for the Zerg to deal with. He's actually going to go for a drone, which is fun. Just get 3 drones. Not super excited about that, but just keeping soO's attention divided between all these little places is just annoying enough, you know, so that TY can just catch soO messing up once. That is a lot of links. Wow. Generally don't see that many. Okie dokie. Oh, that is really unfortunate. Look at those low health mines. 6 health each. Which soO just kind of demining the fields here, and he actually is going to go and decide to take the engagement. The Thors all the way in the front, doing with the campaignings. Undeterred, find the squishy backline of the Marines. One shot does end up getting a lot of them low. I don't think TY is going to die here, and I don't think soO can push up there, but that was overall a pretty effective engagement. And with Zerg, you don't really have to like kill the whole army and like push them across the map and, you know, do your own counter damage or like completely smash the army, right? If you can hold on and just kind of, you know, sorry, if you can just hold on against the fight, kind of reset some critical tech units, and that's pretty much just as good as crushing the fight. Well, not as good, but it's acceptable, right? It's better. Yeah, it's just fine. Killing the Widow Mines, killing the Thors. Very good engagement there for soO. And now you can see, he's almost maxed out here, so he should start thinking about, you know, not necessarily right now, but start thinking about that hive tech, maybe an infestation pit here and there. There we go, I knew it. And he actually already has hive. Wow, alright, so... Woo! Busted. Alright, it's fine though, it's fine. We're just keeping you guys on track, so making sure you guys are watching out for my well-being here. Lots of links here, and TY is kind of forced himself into the smallest corners of the map to try and mitigate their damage, but it's just not working out the way he wants it to work. Another good engagement there for soO. A good drop over here by TY is going to be a little bit annoying to deal with it, but that's pretty much it. Annoying. soO is annoyed back at home, but he takes out a base and all of his workers, though. Hey, you know, I don't think he's too pissed off, right? Oh, scanned in the main base. We did see that in the mini-map in which TY does realize that soO is indeed on hive tech, and these adrenal glands should be finishing up pretty soon, and that would give him a nice little power bump just in that next stage of the match. TY obviously trying to hit before any critical hive tech can come on out, but he's taking a couple of bad engagements here. Kind of curious to see how this is going to end out for him. And not bad to start things out. Pretty mediocre connections from both players. Based under some serious threat right now, and soO is going to defend a great bailing hit to start things off. And in the backline too, it's just the same story. And TY down to 69 army supply. I mean, soO himself down to 85, so not doing too great there either. But with these ultras about to finish on up and the adrenal glands finished as well, it is going to be a little bit of a better hold, but it's just not ready yet, and I think it's going to have to give up this base. A very mature decision, especially considering it's 3-3 against 2-2 for the time being. Needs to buy himself just a precious few more moments. soO going to go ahead and go for the counter-attacking route. Seems to be working really well for him this game. What a great game, by the way. Let me remind you, this started with 2 racks in the middle of nowhere, and soO taking the massive, you know, advantage and then TY just being TY and bringing it back. So let's just all appreciate that for a second as the ultras pop on out. Where are my ultralisks? There's my ultralisks. Gonna go ahead and be ultra, and this king, the Liberator's production has begun for TY, but he doesn't really have the super solidest, strongest economy to support that. He only has 2 bases over here, not really comfortable to take a 5th base just yet. But then again, TY still has his army, and that's, you know, what StarCraft ultimately boils down to. How is the army? Can the army kill you? What is the army doing, right? And so far, TY's army is not going to die to ultras. Especially not off creep. Anabolic synthesis is scary. They recently buffed it, so the bonuses from anabolic synthesis are like 100% more or something crazy like that. So yeah, ultras with that upgrade, pretty good right now. As 5 more of them are started up by soO as well. Fusion core as well, and I think TY just kind of wants to drag this one out. I think he just wants, again, as Terran, you always want to be at least a little bit active on the map, especially when you're playing Bio. But I think TY's kind of done committing, he's done pushing in for now. I think he just kind of wants to survive and get a good, decent bank going, establish a couple more bases, right? And it looks to be doing, he looks to be doing exactly that. Get a nice Liberator count up, and then he'll talk turkey, right? Alright, let's take a look at soO's army over here. A little small contingency, actually. Gonna see if it can find itself a sneaky 5th base to snipe off. Unfortunately, no such luck. Mutas, though, are gonna take kind of a shot there. That Muta was kind of sad life lived, but that's fine. Coming from both sides of the map, an extremely wide flank coming in from soO. Gonna try and see what he can do, but Planetary Fortress is not conducive to a good time. Corruptors on the way, and honestly, these Mutas, you know, some people would say try to get value out of them, don't just suicide them into a bunch of missile turrets and stuff, but I say just, you know, they've served their purpose. These Mutas should really be corruptors at this point in the game. And yeah. Ooh, actually, a nice little pickup of SCVs over here. Gonna get 20 or so. Well, 19, but, you know, it's close enough to 20 for me to add in the OSO, I think. I think that deserves an OSO. That can be OSO'd, no problem. And even though TY is hanging on for now, he is just barely hanging on. That's what he's doing. TY is hanging on very loosely. He does have his Liberators going for him, but soO is right there up to match his tech with those Corruptors. The only thing I would love to see are maybe 1-2 Vipers mixed on in, just for the pull, just for the parasitic bombs. I think they would make an excellent addition to the Zerg family. But nothing so far. Oh, very annoying Liberator there, gonna kill 4 drones, 4 drones, before the Corruptors take it on out. And is TY trying to push across the map? No, TY's just kind of doing his, like, ordinary patrols. And look, soO, he's being very patient here, just checking the bases, making sure that there's no 5th base established. He says, fine, you want to take this base? You already took it, I can't stop you, that's alright, but you're not getting any more. And eventually, TY's gonna run out of stuff, you guys. TY's gonna run out of crap sooner than soO's gonna run out of crap. And when that happens, that's pretty much when Zerg is a happy little unit. And actually, ooh, army getting caught up over here. Is this going to be the engage? Not looking too good, actually. A couple of ultras taking some massive, did I say massive? Massive bruisings there. But not going to quite die so far. And TY's actually moving out with this army. Decent amount left back at home. This is just a small force, obviously. And he still wants to push through with it regardless, and here we go. soO, pretty much the entirety of his army is over here to crush this, and I think this was a little bit of a miscalculation from TY. He's going to go ahead and get forced on back. Now down to 93 army supply. Most of that is in medevacs, which isn't really good at killing stuff. And that is it. GG is called, and soO, while he does manage to take game number 3, it was not without fighting tooth and nail every second to try and scrape that win off of TY. I mean, that was just painful to see. Well, painful to see in the good way, right? Like you feel very empathetic towards soO in that game, you know? I feel like there were a lot of opportunities there. I think a lot of people would have thought that they would have ended the game there, or like, oh, the game should have ended. And, you know, when the game doesn't end and it goes to be a fairly standard game, a lot of people can get that in their heads and they can get, you know, very emotional. But, you know, soO kept his calm. He just kind of played, you know, pretty solidly. He did what he needed to do in the mid game. He didn't let the fact that he, you know, failed to close the game out in the early games distract him. And he just took a good old-fashioned soO victory, you know? Alright. Water bottle time. Captures his best friend, guys. The squeeze bottle. You know why? Because you can just kind of... just kind of make a mess out of yourself. Which gives you an excuse to stop talking for like 20 seconds. Not that I don't like talking. You just gotta rest those chops every once in a while. Otherwise you'll like burn out. Alright. New Repugnancy is TY's next... I just let that evaporate, it's fine. New Repugnancy is the next map pool choice for our friend TY. And again, another kind of small map here, a little bit cramped, so maybe seeing another aggressive build come on out. We'll just have to wait and see. Also, guys, while I have you here, I don't know, we'll do it after next game. We'll do it after next game. It's whatever. Alright, let me go ahead and just switch the scenes here to that super sexy default in-game screen. Nope, not that one. Oh. Swagger, you're such a klutz. Alright, here we go. Spawning in the top right-hand position of New Repugnancy. Representing Splice, it is the red Terran player, TY. And his opponent spawning in the bottom left-hand position of New Repugnancy. Winning last game, but not without fighting like hell for it. Representing Chivo, it is soO. You know what I kind of noticed just now? I may be going crazy, but like on the hatchery, there's like a little bit of puffs of steam that come out of this like gaping hole in the top. Do you guys see that? Like right there. Oh my god, I thought I heard a heartbeat. Okay. Well, I'm gonna stop. I'm not focused on it. We all know Zerg is gross, right? You don't need me to say it. Yeah, okay, Zerg is gross. New Repugnancy, New Repugnancy. You know, in PvZ, not TVZ, but PvZ, lurkers are actually quite popular on this map just because of how cramped and narrow it is. It's hard for Protoss to get a nice, you know, good engagement against lurkers. And you can very easily get caught out of position by them on this map as well. Again, like I said, I will like literally donate my liver to myself. I'll cut it out and put it back inside myself if soO makes any lurkers this game. Because, you know, lurkers are just never a thing in TVZ. But in TVZ, you can see some, you know, different sort of compositions be rewarded, let's say, rewarded differently, and thus incentivized to be played. For example, we could be seeing TY play sort of a really turtly Terran here. With all these choke points, it's very easy to just like get like 4 or 5 siege tanks and just pretty much protect your entire 4-base economy, which some people would say is pretty good. So, hey, you know, maybe worth looking into. Oh, he's coming back for the drone. Oh, okay, soO's defending it. He's good. But yeah, New Repugnancy again, kind of a, you know, medium-sized map, but there's a lot of choke points like I was talking about. So, again, I would love to see some sort of turtly siege tank playstyle. That's just because I'm being greedy and I want to see just like super long games between these players, because I'm just, so excited that they're playing in the best of 9. For us, for our entertainment, that's crazy. Like, why should we be able to watch such greatness, you know? In the medieval days, you had to like get in a horse. First off, you had to have a horse, or like have a guy who knew a horse, and you couldn't be mean to him because you had to have his horse. You just kind of had to have a horse guy, and you had to ride all the way to another kingdom, and you had to wait for like, you had to get into this very exclusive Knights tournament, which, you know, only happened like once every, you know, 4th year, and then after that, And then at like in the middle of the tournament, you'd have to like even after you got there, you'd have to like wait for all these amateur like knights to just kind of get their heads cut off, and it was boring because you knew their heads would get cut off. And then you'd have to wait all the way into the finals to finally see some good action, right? And then you die of cholera. But like now, you can just pretty much watch good anything anytime you want, right? Case in point, soO versus TY, 3 AM, middle of the night. It's rocking, it's rolling. Alright. And nobody has cholera, which is honestly that's just the best thing. Cholera really sucks. TY with the Poach Viking here gonna go ahead and start cleaning up some overlords across the map soon. I generally do like to focus on the Terran player in my cast. I feel like the most action happens with the Terran player, like it's generally on the Zerg player unless they're doing something kind of what most people consider not meta. It's on the Zerg player to kind of defend and be, play reactively to what the Terran player is doing. But yeah, overall, let's take a look what soO's doing, and he is making roaches to defend his third base, which, can be a tell that he's expecting an armory or, maybe some sort of strong committed two-base aggression, or maybe, just maybe, he's moving across the map with them. Which is also fine, but oh, actually, TY's gonna scout this right around halfway through, so gives himself some good time to prepare. Siege Tank is already gonna set up, probably in a good spot. That's gonna get biled down, like for sure. He should probably move that, huh? Or not. I mean, he knows that there's Ravagers. Yeah, okay. He's gonna go ahead and move it way far back, and with no high ground vision, soO is not gonna be able to bile down that ramp. Meanwhile, back at his side of the map, the Hellions are buying a little bit of army back at home. Gonna go and keep them committed there. And soO again gonna go for this roach aggression. So note to self for those of you guys watching soO to try and win a GSL from him. soO kinda likes his roach aggression right now, it seems. He's kinda liking these roaches. I have to ask him about that later, perhaps in the interview, but yeah, roach is kind of pretty cool. Alright, but in the end, it's not going to really do much, and soO's just going to rock it up to 60 workers. TY, staying on the defensive, doesn't know how much this is going to quite be, but as I say that, his medevac's load up and boost across the map, so he probably has a good sense of where he is this game. More roaches on the way. Looks like soO wants to commit to this roach style. The Roach Ravager has been around since Legacy of the Void beta. It's nothing new really. But it has gone through a lot of different variations through its time as a composition in StarCraft. Right, you have some people go Roach Ravager and then quickly rush Infestor, or Roach Ravager. Quickly rush Hive, or just like play no Roach Ravager, and that's just it, and try and be as big as possible for as long as possible. There's a lot of different ways you can try Roach Ravager here, and it's as though soO's gonna go very heavily committed on the Roach Ravager. He's gonna go for missile attacks, not melee upgrades, so kind of staying away from, kind of not conducive to that whole Ultra's transition thingy. And meanwhile, TY just content to pump out siege tanks as he sees fit. And I think soO is going to be looking to be aggressive this match. You don't stay defensive with roaches for long, especially with pure Roach Ravager against there. No. You wait for your time to make something happen. Ideally, you wait for the Terran to move out like this, in some sort of half committed or like 3/4 committed like engagement. You absolutely crush it with your roach numbers, and you move across the map and crush them with your numbers. That's how it's supposed to work, but hey, who knows what might happen, right? So soO, oh actually TY is going to go ahead and drop on the space over here. Not quite safe to do so. He's just going to get the cancel as a matter of fact, but I actually did get a medevac there as well. So not too many losses there for TY, and here's the thing, TY can actually just abuse soO as much as he wants to. I mean, like, there's no Mutilis, there's no Infestors, there's no nothing. So, honestly, there's nothing stopping him from just, dropping everywhere. Liberators are still going to be so annoying. I swear, Liberators are, like, going to be the worst. Look at this. Oh, my God. Oh, imagine how long it's going to take to clean that up. Oh, I mean, I guess he has Raptors, right? But still, he has to get them up here, and he still has to, like, draw his attention back down here, and it's like this whole thing. And then TY just gonna like move him before he gets a chance to battle him down. So good aggression here from TY. TY, I feel like this sort of play doesn't really work well against TY just because TY can do so many things, you know. Like he's gonna be able to like test you, like multitasking wise, right? And he's gonna be able to drop you everywhere. So I don't know. This feels a little suited for TY's playstyle, we'll say. Alright, TY, if there's one thing he's kind of lacking on, it's the upgrades. Just now getting his second engineering bay and armory, which are a little bit behind, but it's honestly not a big deal. I think soO has finally found his time to push when he's completely maxed on out. Now don't let the supply fool you, this is garbage supply right here. Even though he's doubling it, it's absolute garbage, right? It's a hard garbage fire, it's not good supply, it's poo-poo, right? But that being said, it's still a lot of units, and it is a lot of units to do stuff. But it's a nice 1-1 timing. Let's see if you can hit these tanks. That's really going to be the name of the story. If you can get all the tanks down, because the tanks are going to be a real threat to this army. He's getting a lot of SUVs. A couple of the tanks are getting low. This tank is barely not dying. Oh my god, so frustrating. However, 29 SUVs did end up going down. Reinforcements are starting to spill on through. Marines. Well upgraded are going to be able to push the rest of this back. Still super sad they couldn't get that tank. Wow, 8 kills on that, 14 kills on that tank, 5 kills on there, 1 kill there. TY holds, but he doesn't really, you know, hold. Well, no, he holds. Never mind. I was going to say he doesn't hold convincingly, but then I looked at the workers supply and I was like, yeah, that's a convincing hold. soO has actually not been making too many workers. He's just kind of been, unsurprisingly, when you go for the mini roach style of play, making many roaches. So it's just kind of stuck with this useless roach supply right now, and soO's in a very awkward position, because that push was, don't tell anyone, but that push was kind of supposed to end the game. So I don't think soO quite knows what he wants to do now. I mean, he's getting his upgrades. Maybe he's gonna wait for 2-2 and try it again, but the siege tank count is only ever gonna go up from here. And the TY's army gets bigger and bigger as it scales more and more. I just don't think that, especially with new repugnancy. I mean, I was talking about how good this was for tanks, right? I mean, geez, it is kind of an ugly map to try and force this roach aggression on. All of this is on the high ground, you know. But he's gonna try it again. Bless his heart. And look, there's actually a small nook here where soO can go ahead and put his units in. A nice little comfy little nook. soO's gonna go ahead and put his roaches into everything. And you can see a lot of damage being done, but if there's just not enough meat, the too many roaches strategy may just work. There are just too many roaches, it seems, and not enough marines. I think the follow-up is what did it, the 2-2. Especially helping out a lot there. And yeah, now that he's been able to actually kill some siege tanks, soO can have some staying power in this push. Getting this factory would be big. I mean, TY just kind of needs siege tanks right now. That's the only unit he wants. He wants siege tanks, maybe a Banshee. Honestly, that wouldn't hurt, but yeah, see, these siege tanks on the high grounds are absolute lifesavers for TY. Without those, he would have just been absolutely bowled over. He does survive again. For now, the secondary push did not kill TY. TY very resilient this game, but I don't know how much longer you can keep it up for. The too many roaches strategy. Eventually, there's too many roaches, you guys. I mean, if soO, oh, actually, soO did not have a huge production run behind this, didn't he? Nah, I guess that's what you get for sticking on 55 workers, but still, he's gonna go ahead and try it one more time. Here he goes. There's a lot of siege tanks here, though. A lot of them are in the low ground, though. These were the high ground tanks, so, you know, same amount of tanks so far. He's bringing the queens. He really wants to end it, but it's taking so much damage. More SCVs get pulled. More SCVs going down. The tanks are starting to go down. 1 go down, 2 go down. There's still 3 tanks that he has to chew through, as well as a good amount of supporting bio. Another tank dies, but I think TY is going to hold on once again, and soO is forced back. This is just so skin of the teeth, guys. So close. I think TY, look at this. Look at this. It's just mules and half a base. That's pretty much TY's economy. Mules, half a base, and like whatever's left in his thing. But you know what? The beautiful thing about going for roaches against really good, strong, upgraded bio is that you don't really need to be a whole lot better than Roach Ravager. You only need to be like kind of better than Roach Ravager, and then you pretty much stomp all over them for the rest of the game, right? So, you know, TY can still make a recovery this game. It's not impossible at all. Even though it's like only has like half the workers. soO is not going to be able to do any really good, strong, dedicated push TY anytime soon. Even that last push was kind of sketchy. He wasn't really having as much supply as he would have wanted. Did you see that creep tumor? Okay, it doesn't matter. Just okay, good. Yeah. TY gonna go and lose a couple of units out here on the map. No big deal. And just gonna go ahead and stay abusive with his units. Soon, as you can see, starting to go for that extra hatchery. He has been making some more workers, up to 60 now. Starting to research those melee upgrades. Little curious there. Getting a Bane's Nest too. I guess he kind of wants those +1 Banes. He's gonna make a big, maybe Ling Bane switch, and hopefully that Ling Bane will catch the Siege Tanks off guard. I'm thinking that's what it is. Maybe a hybrid, maybe like Ling Bane Ravager, something really strange like that. That would be welcome to see, actually. I would like to see that. Or maybe just upgrading it because he doesn't have a hive and he can't upgrade 3-3. I know he has 2-2. That's a simpler explanation here, folks. Also, Banelings and Lings are also pretty good against this army. TY. What do you want to do, TY? Can you see that creep tumor, TY? Yes, you can. I wonder why soO hasn't taken this base yet. You just want to stay super vertical. That's a little strange. Maybe it got cancelled, actually. Maybe that's what these guys were here doing. Maybe. I'm not paying super close attention here, unfortunately, which is my bad. So we're going to see if we can do more of that here. I think soO wants to move on in again. soO taking a very Terran-esque approach to this game. As you can see, soO has been the aggressor for pretty much the entire game here. So TY just not quite on the back foot, but just, you know, having to defend. soO's maxed out again, and when soO gets maxed out, soO gets itchy. He just itches for a fight. He's like, what are all these units doing alive? And just immediately starts to, you know, trade out stuff. And yeah, okay, so this is gonna be here for the canceling. I think I was actually killed, not canceled there. So this is just a very annoying thorn in soO's side to try and deal with. soO has his own little group of thorns here, called those thorn roaches, because they act as a thorn in his side. Oh, actually gonna go ahead and scuttle on away. Scuttle away, little roach butts. Scuttle away. Another drone, another hatchery. Is this just okay? Is that okay? Yeah, it's barely out of vision. I think soO was like watching. Okay, you saw how fast that got cancelled, right? I think soO was like watching because he was like, why do my hatcheries keeps, you know, magically disappearing? And he just saw. He's like, so he's put it down and he like watched it and he saw the marines and he was like, aha, aha, jigs up, buddy. Alright, so no Spire, no Mutas to swoop in for the tanks, but honestly I don't think it's too important. I think a good Ling Bang base is, you know, just gonna nullify the siege tanks by themselves, so I think both players are kind of in a stalemate right now, just kind of expanding, doing what they want to do. I kind of wonder if soO is gonna go for no. Okay, I was gonna say if he's gonna go for Broodlords, but he doesn't have a Spire up, so that is unlikely. I guess he's just gonna go ahead and stick with Ultralisks as his tech to go ahead and try and finish off that siege tank base. A big drop here in the main base. Meanwhile, the hive just finished on up. Don't want to be losing that. Lots of health here, thankfully, and the reinforcements do arrive fast enough. And yeah, that is gonna be one failed doom drop coming up for our friend TY, and the Liberator here is gonna get 7 kills. That's a cycle of life, you guys. Alright, and TY is starting to move on out to creep. Is it just to clean on up? Is it to actually do a push? I think it's to actually do a push. However, the siege tanks are kind of left naked, and just like that, a million tanks die. Oh, that's kind of depressing, but in another way, kind of cathartic, because, you know, he kind of wants to. soO is kind of the guy you cheer for, right? Evo chambers go down for him, though, so not a good time to be a soO fan. Immediately, 2 more go on down, but that is going to delay his upgrades a decent amount. Meanwhile, the 3-3 of TY is finished on up on the north side of the map as well. On this base, TY is going to go ahead and make an offensive move. And soO, look at this, he was once maxed out, he's starting to lose that just a little bit now. Ultra's Cavern thrown down in a kind of state-ish, but still pretty weird place. That's probably gonna die. And yeah, soO just has to be on top of his positioning here because he can't really shut down the drops. There's no Hydras, there's no Mutas, there's no Corruptors, so he has to be really careful with where he puts his units. And yeah, TY is really finding his stride this game. Still trying to, still struggling to max on out, but he's taking good trades. And soO, I think he's kind of saving his mineral and gas bank for the Ultras, which I think is very nice, very mature. Probably should start nabbing his gases though. Most notably, these two bases don't have any, so... and again, if you are going to be limited by your gas, which I think is what is happening here, especially with Ultras and Banes, just kind of want that gas. Hold the thought though, here we go, he's going to go ahead and move on in. Again, with all these siege tanks, not all of them can be supported at the same time, so he's going to move on in, kill a couple siege tanks, and come on out. Pretty nice play there from soO, very efficient. Floating a lot of minerals out, just can't really spend that money the way he wants to. Still no Vespene geysers, or rather extractors, going down on those geysers there. Let's see, a couple of bios right on down. soO with the really concerning bios there are gonna go ahead and deflect that push for now. TY gonna drop in the main base, but again, soO probably shouldn't deal with this too bad. Parasitic bomb going down. Hello. What have we here? Medevac is gonna go almost dead. Okay, so now we know. Now we know this fun number here. Medevacs that have been parasitic bombed live with 30 health. Okay, now we know. Oh, how did that not shoot? Okay, I guess minus snipe blocker? I guess, technically. Okay. That's sad. That's weird, so I don't know which one is worse. Okay, big engagement over here happening. Oh my goodness, no +2 melee upgrade, so soO's Ultra suffering a little bit in that regard. They're just kind of big old meat tanks for the time being. Without that +3 armor though, they are a little bit squishier than soO would perhaps like. And now just Ravagers. Oh no, just Ravagers are just never a good sign. Parasitic bomb is good, it's nice and cute, but Ravagers are dying, and that's when things start to go from bad to really slim shady. Oh my goodness, he's gonna hold on for now, but he's just barely holding on with these trades. And still no gas, he's mining like 300 gas a minute. What are you doing, soO? soO needs some gas. soO needs to take his geysers. soO still has 68 workers though, but it's looking pretty dicey for soO. Love to see some abducts or some blinding clouds on those tanks instead of the parasitic bombs and the medevacs. Does he even still have that Viper? Yes, he has the one Viper here. And soO for some reason still not taking his gases. I can't help but think that it's intentional at this point. I'm not quite certain. But yeah, TY gonna go ahead and start to push on in here. Big swath of lanes has finished constructing though, or morphing I guess. Tank for Ravager. Tit for tat. And he's actually taking soO's actually taking this base all the way up over here. So we can get up this base, that's fine. One base goes on down, not the end of the world, it's honestly fine. And soO is forced to cede this position for the time being. And creep tumors here are gonna go ahead and block the hatchery. I wonder if TY is gonna kill those. If he's actually gonna kill these tumors or let them be because it's blocking the hatch. No, I'm just gonna kill it. Okay, that's fine. Let the parasitic bomb immediately splits off the disease medevac from the rest. Drones really nowhere to mine, and still no additional geysers coming out from soO. I think soO's just kind of too focused on not dying, which is, okay, in all honesty, a pretty good thing to be focused on. Oh, Spore Carl is gonna turn and say, "Do what, mate?" Big lane counterattack. Meanwhile, is going to find some damage. Not many SCBs died. Maybe just putting TY back for the time being. TY's mineral bank is pretty huge at the moment. And yeah, soO finally chewing through that mineral bank, but he's getting lings for it, and that is not really quite what you want to be seeing. TY's army is getting better, and soO's army is just kind of staying pretty much the same-ish. And yeah, income-wise, it's not even close. TY doubling the income of soO. soO just has nowhere to really mine from efficiently with all these bases going down. Now, not to say that soO isn't trying. He does have another link counterattack over here. However, planetary fortresses do kind of suck if you are observing. And again, soO losing position here, but he does find it over here, so tit for tat, right? And a couple of, actually not just a couple, a decent chunk of siege tanks, 4 in total, are gonna go down. It's notoriously difficult to kill a Terran, especially if you are Zerg, without that +3 melee attack on your ultras. But you know, it starts a little bit, starts piecemeal, one little small bit of damage at a time. And actually, the spreads are still relatively even here. Again, you gotta favor the Terran player for that supply equivalency. Drilling claws and widow mines being made now for TY. I think this is because was it because he saw like all those links running around, was like getting concerned that a bunch of links might just kill him? Because otherwise I don't think there's too many good reasons to make widow mines with burrowing claws or drilling claws right now, especially against ultras and stuff like that. Maybe that's a little weird. I think TY was reading too much into that maybe. That's okay. Liberator there, gonna go ahead and siege on up. The little dance of Spore Crawler Liberator. Oop. Ooh, unfortunate death there from that Ultralisk. Oh, I think that Viper actually parasitic bombed that, so that's pretty cool. Ghost Academy in the same place where it died last time, because TY says bollocks to learning from my mistakes, and is gonna go and start to try and get up a ghost count. Like a good, solid, proper ghost count. And I think ghosts, when you mix them with liberators, those are going to be the death blows to the ultras. That's when you kind of really need to start mixing things up. Liberators going unchecked. Again, there's still no Spire, so I'm not sure how soO plans on dealing with it. Anyways, soO is going to go ahead and take engagement over here. Some really good baiting connectors actually are going to force this behind, but that's not where all the army is. The big portion of it was dropping this base over here, and it's going to take out the base with all the workers. And for the second time this game, the Ghost Academy for TY is going to go down. Ew! Wow, lots of kills on these widow mines, huh? Meanwhile, in the main base, more damage being done by TY's little hit squad of units there, and yeah, Spawn Cool going down. I think Hive's gonna go down as well. Look at that 3-3 Buyer just shred through that health. Oh, it's unbelievable. And this is, yeah, pretty much the final desperate attempt from soO to try and make something happen to the same, try and kill the Terran, but just not gonna work. The little Widowmine shot there, I think insert to injure. The entire main base cleaned on up. Natural base not really looking too much hotter. Losing all these overlords too, never really a good thing. Bending Nest goes down. I mean, these units have just been so instrumental in locking this game down for TY. I don't think there's anything that soO can really do to bring himself back, and I think in typical soO fashion, rather than typical TY fashion, just overwhelming aggression, overwhelming strong decisions, he is gonna take it. GG is called! And now the series is tied to a piece, down to a best of 5. Dun dun dun. And look at the APM on these players, just both of them off the charts, right? 370 to 414. Map stats are Acropolis, King's Cove, and Thunderbird, so we are gonna get a really cool map either way. soO chooses King's Cove. I think he's a bit tired of these small maps favoring this very aggressive Terran, so gonna go ahead and try and slow things down a bit. And yeah, let's take a look at, I think it was a resource collection rate that really did soO in. Yeah, I mean, you can see like TY's economy. I mean, over here it's kind of iffy, but you know, that wasn't too big of a deal. Just soO not really able for a large portion of the match to really surpass the Terran's economy in any significant way. And over here was just for the last 8 minutes or so, those are just the death throws of the Zergy Dirk. Alrighty, 4:23 a.m. here in the Pacific Coast, and I'm wondering if TY can hurry this up. Maybe I can get a couple of hours of sleep before I have to start my day. Ooh, was that too much? I don't think that's too much. I don't think that's much. Was that? No, it's fine. No, it's fine, really. No. Oh wait, TY's Grandmaster now. Wait. Okay, so funny thing, TY started this series as Master, but now he's in Grandmaster League, so I guess like a re-ranking just went on and we didn't know about it. Okay, so that's actually pretty cool. That's still a cute thing happening, huh? Alright. Where's my StarCraft? There's my StarCraft. Let's go ahead and introduce our players. Spawning in the bottom right hand position of King's Cove, representing Splice, it is a blue Terran player. TT. No, I'm just kidding, it's TY. And in the top left hand position of King's Cove, spawning as a red Zerg player, representing Chivo, it is soO. soO as in TY is so good. I don't want to sound like a bad person, but I think in every single one of TY's wins, it was extremely well deserved. And in every single one of soO's wins, they were kind of hard to scrape by. They were kind of hard to take away from TY. I mean, the score doesn't lie, you guys. It is 2-2. It is evenly matched, but I don't know. I'm just getting better feelings from TY. I'm thinking that, you know, just the things that TY can do amazes me sometimes, right? Like, what other Terrans do you know can be, like, let's say on that Proxy Turax game, what other Terrans do you know can be that down, that out against one of the best Zerg players in the world, and then just, and then make it into a pretty much a standard macro game and put soO almost into the losing position? I mean, that's very impressive, right? And then last game, to just kind of grind out the Zerg player, defend against endless waves of Roach aggression, and be able to perfectly choreograph your aggression, your timings, know how much to commit, what to pull back, to a point where soO just kind of slowly fizzled out over the course of 10 minutes and out-macroed him at that. I mean, that's just... there's something special about this one, let's just say. He is the chosen one to save all Terrans from the Zerg menace. Protoss menace, I don't know. I don't know how TY's PvP is. Actually, in fact, while I have a second here, let me just go quickly pull up some stats on TY. I get its stats on TY because, you know, TY is Terran, stats is Protoss. Okay. Here we go. TY on a Ligulac. So, oh yeah, so I was right. TVP is historically his worst matchup, but TBT, and we all know, you know, no one has, no, I don't have to tell you guys this, but yeah, TY's TBT is his best matchup. I mean, his name has 2 T's in it, and like Y's kind of look like V's if you just kind of like meh. Like, look, TVTY, or like TYTV, right? I mean, like, this guy's a TVT master. But yeah, Protoss is kind of good right now. Not gonna lie. Alright, TY is gonna go ahead and confirm that third base there. A couple of sneaky little sneakaroo sneaks gonna go ahead and sneak around to the natural base sneakily. And they're gonna go ahead and scout out the Hellions. Not major information there, but it's nice to know that you're facing off against Hellions, right? Just so you can, like, you know, keep your queens at the top of the ramp, get ready to block, stuff like that, you know. Polt Viking coming out for TY as well. And I think with this Viking, we should be seeing a medevac follow-up and maybe 2 more Hellions if he doesn't already have 4. He does already have 4. Alright, so it could be that that Viking play where he gets that Viking, kills out the Overlords, denies vision of the free airspace around soO's base, and that way you can take 4 Hellions and just kind of like shove them into the main base of soO. Undetected, in which case a lot of damage can be done, but it's not going to be the case. It's just a Viking. Just going to roam around, just going to kill some stuff, do some Viking stuff, you know. Vikings do Viking stuff. Oh, is he going to catch his Overlord? I think... oh, no, it's not. gonna catch this overlord though, for sure. Sacrificing itself so his brother may live for 2 measly more minutes at most. What a humble overlord. And nobody will know his name. Look at this. Yeah, it's gonna kind of dissolve and blorp down into the ocean where like coral's gonna eat him for like 20 years. Like those whale carcasses where just like everything eats it forever, you know? Ugh. What a life. But hey, his brother lives, so hey, what can you do? Look, Viking got distracted. It's not in his like proper attack queue anymore. Over here might get picked off. Where's the queens? Anyways, enough of what the queens are doing. Let's see what soO is doing. He's making roaches, which is it. If that's any indication, he's probably gonna go for roach aggression. Every time he's made roaches this series, he's always gone for some sort of roach timing attack. And look at though, this game is gonna be no different. Roaches moving across the map. It is a fake out though. TY though, considering the context of that game is kind of sensitive about these sort of things, so he's gonna take it very seriously. Throws down a bunker, a chance for him to Hellbats, gets ready to rock and roll, says bring it on, like donkey schlong. And he is gonna go ahead and set up shop. He actually, soO is committing a decent amount to this. Can't be losing those lings willy-nilly though. And yeah, so just joining up behind this. So instead of going drones and army, he's going army and drones. And then it's kind of keeping TY back as base while doing so. So small adjustment, I kind of like it. And yeah, so he's just going to go ahead and back on off for now. Again, it was more of a fake out than anything. It gives him some time to macro up back at home. And also, he gets to poke. He gets to see TY's army. He gets to see if he's going up against Smack, if he's going up against Bio. And I think with all these Hellbats, I think he has some sort of inkling as to what is good in the hood. Especially 7 Hellbats. That's kind of unusual if you're not going for Bio. Especially if it's not like some sort of weird armory build, right? Drones just kind of precariously dancing around, but they get caught, and soO is gonna lose 4 of them, only 4 so far, and the rest of the Hellbats are gonna go and get cleaned on up, but still, not bad damage. And here's a real killer, the Liberator setting up in the midst of all the chaos. TY exceptionally good at that, just sneaking in Liberators wherever he can. But I think soO is on top of it as well. He knows that TY is on top of it, so he gets on top of it, so TY is not on top of it. Ain't that a thing? Alrighty. Oh, excuse me. Blah. Oh, I'm not yawning because of TY, I promise. I'm yawning because I'm just like, blah. Right. But anyways, we are good. More starports coming out for oh my god. Okay, so like, you know how Mech was in the heart of the swarm against Zerg? That's how Air Terran is now. That's okay. You know how I was like complaining earlier that Mech isn't really special anymore? Sky Terran is special. Mass Banshees is special. When a Terran player throws down 3 starports by the 7-minute mark, that is special, you guys. You know who did do this a lot? I saw Innovation do this a lot in one of our last Alpha Elite series. We did see it was Innovation versus I forget. It was Innovation versus someone else. I forget. And he really did like going for, you know, a lot of Banshees with Hyperfrag Rotors. So I think TY is starting to pick up on that here as well, and do that now. A big critical weakness of this build is that you know, you don't have a lot on the ground. So Swarmos, although you can chase them down pretty easily and kill them if they're escorted, they can do some major damage to your forces. So TY definitely has to watch out for that. It's going to be a major threat. Does he see those little waddling, like, I don't know, like Swarmos? Does he? No? Okay, probably not. Alright, good. If you can, if soO can sneak out like one sneaky swarm host round on top of this army, that would be ideal. Let's see though. Right now the range is up to there. He has this changing patrolling to see how far forward he can stretch these, but he's been scouted. Alright, he's been found out, so he's gonna go in ahead and back on out for now. soO needs a lot more creep spare before he can go ahead and start pushing forward with these swarm hosts, which is kind of crappy because swarm hosts kind of a unique unit in that they need to send out their waves of locusts in order for them to be good. Like, you can't just like have these locusts, like these swarmers, and sit back and do nothing, right? So Nidus Necro coming on up as well. That is something I love. We're gonna see some Nidus Swarmhost play. What started out as a meme on Natter, which turned into an amazing build that pretty much everybody can use nowadays, or other strategy, I guess. Swarmhost Nidus is just one of those builds that is just kind of good. Immediately scouted by TY though, so that's just kind of a bummer, ain't it? Wow, that's just really depressing. Okay, so first Nidus Swarm is gonna unfortunately go down. And I think now TY is going to be extra super duper vigilant about what gets vision and where it gets vision. So probably a lot more Viking patrolling, a lot more, yeah. Probably going to keep these Marines in a pretty good space, and yeah, just having good vision, you know. Nice Worm at the front of the creep, which is kind of, I've never seen a Nice Worm. I'm pretty sure in the entire history of King's Cove, nobody ever put a Nice Worm right here. Or even like, not even this spot exactly, even like right here. Right here, I'm pretty sure no one ever put a Nice Worm. But you know, whatever. I support his decision. He's gonna go ahead, send out his first wave of locusts here. Liberators are gonna be able to do a lot of damage to these. They are light units, and Liberators do extra to light units. And so a lot of these locusts are gonna die before they actually get a chance to fall on the ground. They do end up killing one tank, but it's not really the kind of damage you're looking for. So they're trying to keep TY at bay for now, and oop, hang on, let's see if we can catch that Nidus Worm crowning. Yeah, I like that. It's kind of gross, but like, yeah, do what you gotta do, right? Another Nidus Worm. Locusts are almost recharged here, but there has been a lot of Liberator protection from TY. Off of 3 starports, are you kidding me? There's gonna be a lot of air stuff. And actually, yeah, Liberators are surprisingly good against Swarmhost. Now they have to be used defensively. Here he goes. He's gonna go ahead and pop his Locust on down. Gonna see if he can fire him on over, and he is gonna start landing them. There they go. Gonna start taking out tanks. 1, 2, 3, 4 tanks go down. Not a bad Locust wave at all, but meanwhile in the air, it's still pretty uncontested. That is a lot of Liberators. Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. There's those movie Liberator. I don't know if you guys are watching the Spanish stream and the stream at the same time, but I'm pretty sure we're saying the same thing at the exact same time right now. SOS Muy Liberator. Muy Liberator. This is so Muy Liberator. It's insane. Anyways, another round of Locusts come up, so it's gonna go ahead and send those in. And yeah, ooh, no Liberators to go ahead and try and shoot those down to the sky. So they are gonna land, get full damage done. All those tanks are gonna go down, and with his 24 hydras in production, finishing on up, I think that's gonna be not quite curtains for these Liberators, but definitely gonna halt the advancing push that TY has been trying to work for. Ooh, and Viper is now gonna be an excellent addition, not only for parasitic bombs, but yoinking those Liberators that are sieged on up. I think the Viper is pretty much the death blow for that sort of air army. Thankfully, TY's got a different sort of air army coming up, and his name is Battle Cruiser Cena. Do 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 do. Oh, Snapstorm died. Oh, and slowly decomposed, retreated back into the earth. That's kind of sad. TY is sending some Liberators to just harass. There's nothing really that shoots in the air. I think he can abduct them into spores, but that's pretty much it. But he's gonna get his own harassment as well. Gonna land down over here. Probably can take out that planetary fortress if he focuses it on down. And yep, does end up going down there and gets himself a couple of SCVs for his problems. And maybe a sensor tower. So, not bad. 4 speed banshees versus 3 constructing spine crawlers. Not really something that you have to think hard about, but you know, it's where we are. Another Nidus Worm on this side of the map. soO just really adamant about getting those Nidus Worms. He's lost 3 of them so far, which isn't particularly pleasant. But, you know, he's getting me down to some, so overall I think it's definitely worth it. soO gonna go ahead and quickly send out those locusts. 1, 2 Swarmhosts go on down. But yeah, these locusts should all be cleaned on up, especially with these missile turrets. Only a couple of them should really land. Yeah, not too much damage found there. And just going back home is soO. So King's Cove, like I said, big map, as you may have not already noticed by now. King's Cove is actually a pretty big map, so we are seeing the kind of game that one would expect from here, with big technical fights and skirmishes, lots of greedy play and army supplies. Very nice. TY's battlecruisers are finally out, and battlecruisers are insanely strong now, in case you didn't know. Ooh, actually, he's gonna go and... Ooh! Oh, wait. I think he was trying to, like, yoink the battlecruiser before it teleported away. Like, when it's low health, and right before TY teleported, yoink it so that it couldn't teleport because it's in its animation. I don't know if that works, but I think that's what he was trying to do. That's nice from over here. TY scouts it, technically, but, you know, does he see it? Maybe, probably. He's TY. He's pretty good. Swarm Mode's gonna go and see if they can find some more damage here. And Locust's gonna go and find over to this planetary fortress. Are there any Liberators there? They're almost about to land, but no, the Locusts do end up landing, and the Liberators do not come in time. The PF is gonna go down, and the Night Swarm on that side of the map is gonna go ahead and die as well. TY's battlecruisers are kind of starting to get kind of insane, and as soon you kind of gotta wonder what the plan is. What the dealio is. In fact, what do you actually do against battlecruisers as a Zergblade? Do you go investors? You just make a lot of corruptors? I mean, it's hard, right? Like, what do you do? I mean, I guess he's going the corrupt route. I don't see any investors on the protection tab, and he certainly can if he wants to. Bank's getting absolutely ridiculous if you haven't looked at those yet. 6,000, almost 7,000, 2,000 to the more modest 1,500 for TY, but still. Packing quite the punch there is soO. soO can like lose his whole army and eat it. Wait, wrong phrase. Lots of mules there. Oh my god, can you imagine if this Night Storm actually got to finish up? Oh my god, that's so many mules. Look at that. That's like a billion mules. He's just gonna get a billion mules from that, isn't he? Oh, hold on, thought because Battlecruisers are fighting Hydras here, and they're bungled, so they can't run away. They're trading the best that they can. Oh my gosh, how many died over there? That was 2 battlecruisers. Not too bad. I mean, I can guarantee you they probably got more. They probably killed more than resources than they were worth when they were lost. But still, it's good to kill BCs any way you can. As Zerg, it's always going to be kind of difficult to kill those big, expensive tech units from Terran. So, gotta do what you can, right? soO, with another round of Swarmos on this base that is never destined to get up ever in the history of ever. Locust, they take 2 shots actually from the Liberators. No, they only take 1 shot. Okay, just checking. So this is actually this base actually might finish up over here. Meanwhile, over here, TY still staying active with those BCs, seeing what he can find. And I tell you what he can find. He can find a bunch of Hydras and Infestors. So I actually think that, I don't know if Fungal stops teleport or tactical jump, but he did end up getting another couple of BCs there. And this isn't really how BCs are meant to be used. I mean, he has the right idea. He's moving across the map. He's trying to use the jumps, but he's not being able to use the jumps. If you just go in there and trade out a couple of BCs every once in a while, I mean, that's not any way to play. You're going to slowly lose your BC count. You're going to get lower and lower. It's just going to be a whole big mess, you know. BCs take so long to make, and they cost so much. You don't want to just like waste them trading out against a couple of Hydras, right? Anyways, a couple more Hydras are going to go ahead and make their way here, and yeah, TY just going to go ahead and handily make his way. Gets himself a couple of Hydras there, and then just going to go ahead and just skirt across the outer edges of the map. Where are those corruptors? I've been seeing them on like the production tab forever. Huh. That's fine. I'm sure they're here somewhere. And actually, ooh, an aggressive teleport here for TY. I actually really like this. He's gonna go ahead and push multiple phases at once. This is a big push. So he's gonna go ahead and pretty much commit these BCs to death, but he's gonna use that to buy valuable position on the middle part of this map. And this is going to be actually very awkward for soO to deal with, because he's already, even though the push has been going on for a while, he's already kind of still not in position here. He has Brood Lords, which is good. He has Corruptors, which is good. He has Vipers, which are good. He just needs to have everything there in one place, and he needs to have more bases also. That's kind of a side note. But yeah, good pick up there from TY, getting that base. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and back on that for now. We may be in it for the long run, you guys, as we slowly pass over onto minute 20. And I don't find really any... I don't really see this game ending anytime soon. I don't know if it's just me, but gonna get a couple squirts of water in here. 22 corruptors, not a bad corruptor count at all. As well as more infestors being added on in. I definitely like the infestors. I mean, I will admit it's really hard to control this army late game as a Zerg player, but I think, so, you know, it's kind of what you gotta do, right? You kind of gotta have those. Hold that thought, there's Brood Lords in front of everything, and they're gonna get you modded. Yeesh. Big yeesh. Ooh, that's okay. But yeah, you know, having to control the Vipers and the Infestors and the Corruptors and the Broodlords, it's a very mechanical stage for Zerg, but you know, it's definitely very, you know, it's very doable. I think it's not impossible to control Zerg, and you know, that's part of the fun of StarCraft. You gotta control units, yay! So you know, you shouldn't even be complaining if you're planning on complaining. Oh, still actually gonna go and get a Liberator and a Raven here. That's actually kind of a nice pick off. Well, both players just kind of steadily expanding, taking the bases. Another BC run by here for TY. I think there's only a couple of Yamatos here, but this should be more than enough to cancel this hatchery. No problemo. Or, yeah, just kill it. Killing it is also a viable option too. Speaking of killing stuff, bye-bye Command Center. And yeah, a couple of spores definitely are not going to stop these BCs, which are now insane, just wrecking the entire base of soO. And this is like part of the... You kind of gotta feel bad for Zerg. Not only do they have to deal with like recalls and, you know, really mobile, you know, Protoss armies. Now they also have to deal with these giant teleporting BCs. It's just kind of annoying, right? Where do they teleport to? BCs. Hello. Ah, there they are. But now these are blinkless BCs, which are significantly worse, and they actually may just get jumped on top of. Oh no, here's the Corruptors. I think this might have been a mistake from TY. 1, 2, 3. 3 BCs go down. And the Corruptor cloud is still there. There's not really too much to contest. Some great parasitic bombs to loosen up all those units. And yeah, there's just nothing to contest these Corruptors. No snipes, no nothing. Now finally some Liberators doing some anti-air damage there. Good splash, but the best terrorists when they pop out do insane damage to air as well. And I think soO is gonna barely come out ahead in that engagement. He's losing a lot of Corruptors though. He's fighting over missile turrets, and the rest of the Vikings should clean that on up. Big losses from both sides. However, TY cannot remax. soO, I mean, is remaxing even like is that even a thing? Is that even a thing he has to consider? Like, it's not whether or not he wants to remax, it's what does he want to remax on. He still has 4,000 minerals, 3,000 gas. TY has been doing a good job of mining, but soO has been doing an even better job of denying those resources, especially with those swarm hosts at the beginning of the matches. Enki is also kind of having spotty internet, but it's okay. That internet killed that one Hydra, which is going to cost him the game. I'm calling it right now. Alright. I think soO should be trying to hit another timing here. 8 BCs on the way. Alright, so now we know where all of TY's money is going. Why I didn't have that much of a bank. Okay. That's a lot of BCs. Wow. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He has at least 8 star. He has like... How many starports does this man have? He has 11? Jesus. Okay, hey, you know what? It's support his decisions. If he wants to make 8 BCs, make 8 BCs. I seriously won't stop him. Ever. I will never stop TY from doing anything. And look, his bank is already coming right back up. So soO, maybe there's a small little opportunity there for him to do something, but even if there was, I think it's more than past by now. soO just making sure there's no bases on his top right-hand side of the map. And TY just content to sit back and take his own part of the map as well. So pretty good there. It's been a while since we've had one of these kind of games, right? One of these really long spore crawler forests, you know, infested Corruptor, Viper, uber late game maps, a million BCs. It's great. Now TY doing the same, up to his same old shenanigans. That TY gonna go ahead and send these BCs on this right hand side of the map. soO actually pretty astute. Asust does end up scouting this on out. Kills one BC for free. The rest of the BCs are there. But soO doesn't know they're there. Hydras. Oh! Free Liberators. Literally free. Oh. Oh! Alright, I guess he wants to do it that way. Okay, I guess that's not the way to kill Liberator. Because, you know, you can deal with them like that. Oh boy, that was... that was a power move if I've ever seen one. 7 Broodlords being more front in, by the way. Just for the ground units. Oh, sorry, units. Ah, shit, I messed it up. That's okay. 8 Broodlords. I think that's a little overkill. I think you can get away with 5 here. There's really nothing on the ground. It's clearly an air game, you know. I don't know. This many seems excessive. You gotta have the corruptors, right? That's whatever. Anyways, bunch of PCs over here gonna blast everything to shreds. Literally not even a question of if that is gonna happen or not. These Broodlords are not adequately defended. These Predators will literally stomp all over these spores all day, every day. Spores can't do Jack Daniels against it. Couple of BCs going on down. Oh, I think fungals do prevent tactical jump. But yeah, like I said, spores didn't really protect us, but thankfully the Hydras are here to go ahead and give some support. But lots of BCs, like I said, man. This kind of reminds me of like when Protoss used to just like get a million bajillion carriers. And just kind of like, you know, that would be their army. I mean, we still do sometimes, but not to like an extent, much of an extent, right? We have some self-control now. Those retardants that which can be given can be taken away, so on our best behavior. Anti-armorists are going down. All these corruptors and purple. And Neighbors on Season. Oh no, I've seen this before on Reddit like a million times. Okay, but it's not gonna happen here, which is good. Still, this point of contention here for soO. He is pushing it. He is making sure that TY is not comfortable. He's trying to break this base out. The anti-armor missile is over, but another one comes in as soon as the last one went off. I think there's just too much here for soO, and I don't see TY breaking this. I mean, he's not gonna die, but he's not gonna break it. I guess that's because his BCs are doing damage on the other side of the map. I mean, this actually might be beneficial for TY if TY just kind of lets soO bounce off him. Meanwhile, while his BCs just destroy everything on the opposite side of the map, that could just be beneficial. Yeah, I think soO may be in the... Oh no. Oh, the fungal. Oh no, keep the... No, keep the fungals coming. Yeah, alright, so gonna be able to lock down these... Oh. Okay, so I guess I can teleport out even if they are fungals. Huh. Or maybe he just messed. I don't know. In any case, TY is looking to be in the driver's seat of this game. He is now the one who is maxed on out. Again, like I said, soO bouncing off TY. TY destroying soO's economy with his BCs in the meantime. Not to say that hasn't come at a price. 23 BCs is, of course, after all, 23 BCs. But if it's not in it for the long run, then it's not really that important, right? I mean, like, if TY can just kind of kill soO before the entire map mines out, which is actually happening right now, then I think soO is just gonna die, you know? Well, obviously he's gonna die if he gets killed, Spragar. Seriously, listen to yourself sometimes. I swear, sometimes I don't even know why I listen to myself. I swear I just kind of tune whatever I'm saying out. What? Huh. Thought I said something. See? Exactly. Anyways, TY, no rush to end this one yet, but I think soO is starting to feel the death throes of war. He's gonna go ahead and try and move forward with these corruptors, but just gonna get met by the Vikings. Oh, that's bad. That is bad news, bears. Those bears are bad news. Alright, well, he's gonna go ahead and make one last stand here. Blinking on top of everything may have not been a great idea. And these preppers can still fight, even if they are orange. Pescatera is also doing a good bit of damage. I think soO is still gonna get cleaned up here. And I think once he realizes he can't really make anything of substance, that might just be it. Then again, both players are at very low supply counts. Maybe he doesn't know how much TY has behind this. To be fair, TY's bank isn't looking great, but he is mining a lot better. It's just Hydralisk on the way for soO. This kind of mid-tier unit. Or the mid-tech unit on the tier tech tree. And yeah, I think, you know, CG is called. And finally, just before the 30-minute mark, TY is going to take a 3-2 advantage over soO. Oh my god. What a killer. Man, you gotta wonder what... I think this is a better story of what happened in the game than the army supply. Because army value, you know, everything looks fine here so far. Like, this is like he has a good army supply, he took a great fight, good army supply, then all of a sudden, whoa, wait, why is it going down? Wait, what happened? Yeah, that's basically what happened right there. Acropolis is gonna be the next map. Meanwhile, we are at the break of dusk here in the Pacific Coast. I don't know why I'm doing the panhandle accent, but it's easy, whatever. Yeah, you don't really see the sun yet, but it's starting to get light outside, so... Oh my god. God damn it, why do you have to pick King's Cove? That's okay. Definitely a very fun game. And I'm certainly not complaining. Acropolis 2, one of the newer maps, so should have a good bit of fun there. Also, while I have you guys' attention, let me really quickly... Hang on. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, never mind. You can't post links in Afrika stuff. Never mind. Okay. soO says go go. TY says go go. We're ready to go go, folks. Onto game number 6. Yeah, game number 6 of soO versus TY. Regardless of who is winning right now, honestly, I think it's been a great series. I think we've seen some very close games. I think we've seen some very high level StarCraft, and hopefully we all learned a little something new today. All right, let's go ahead and quickly switch the scenes here. Alright, let's introduce our lovely, lovely contenders, spawning in the bottom right hand position of Acropolis. The blue Terran player representing Splice, it is TY. TY. But his friends just call him TY. And his opponent spawning in the top left hand position of Acropolis. The red Zerg player representing Chivo, it is soO. Going for a pretty standard build here, nothing too spectacular. Same coming out of TY. Acropolis, similar to King's Cove, kind of a big map. I know earlier on in this series I was a little wishy-washy about whether or not it was a big map or not. Well, that's because I was being stupid then. This is a big map. This is big mappage right here. This is like at least 30 minutes of work. Shout out to the map making community. Good job. This is like a lot of... No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, this is good. This is good. This is a really, really big map. Second biggest in the map pool, only topped by King's Cove. You can see, look how small the SCV looks. Look at this. Look at all this. What are you even supposed to do with all that map? I don't even know. Why would anyone even need that much map? What are they going to do with it? Oh, Also, quick little Easter egg here. Acropolis. This is the Acropolis from Greece. The Acropolis in Acropolis, because the map's called Acropolis. Hippopotamus. My lyrics are bottomless. What was I talking about? Alright. TY, moving across the map. This is exactly how... Okay, I guess I might as well get some more water here, because this is exactly how the last game started, and we all know how that one went, so... Delicioso. Excuse me. Alright, Queen is gonna go ahead and shoo away that Reaper. Third base has ended up going down for soO, thankfully, and TY back at home is just gonna be able to do whatever it is that it feels like he's doing, which is gonna be a 1-1-1 build, but with a twist. A little twist of lemon, that is right. This is a mineral water build where it's going to go ahead and throw in a CC into all of this 1-1-1 goodness. Now obviously, very susceptible to attacks if you are going for this sort of build. Dying is a big issue. Dying is kind of a problem in going for this sort of thing, but thankfully if you can keep it hidden enough, you can probably get away with it. Especially on a big map like this, it's not even that big of a risk, so... Yeah, it should be fine. Soon, not even gonna scout it out. Link comes in. Link sees. What does the Link see?
Newly birthed queen ready.
Oh, so he uses the Abathur announcer. Oh wow, that's pretty cool. Okay. Roach War on the way for soO. He's gonna go for a Roach attack. soO, come now. Every game with the Roach War. Guys, every single game has been some sort of Roach attack, right? Now, I don't think he's gonna do it again. I mean, he might. He's going straight for Lair after the Roach, so maybe, actually, yeah. He's gonna go for Roach speed. That makes sense. Like, Lair before Evo Chambers. Is that a thing? I actually don't know. I'm not a Zerg. I don't know if that's actually a thing. It's just something I noticed. Making Roaches now. Third base is finished for TY. He's starting up his stim. He's gonna not make any tanks, so actually going very greedy here. Okay, now he's gonna put it on back and make a tank at least a safety tank, right? You gotta have that safety tank, especially on Acropolis. Look at this. One safety, like 1 or 2 safety tanks does so much for you. Like tank there, you're invincible pretty much. And yeah, he's gonna start tank possession, which is good. A couple of roaches moving across the map, just like last game. And just like last game, I think it's going to be that sort of like roach pressure into a bunch of drones behind it. And yeah, as you can see, it's just like 5-6 roaches. It's really nothing special, nothing to worry about. He's going to get a couple of SCVs, maybe a supply depot here. Gets 1, gets 2. And he's going to scuttle on the way before Stim finishes up, which, you know, isn't for another minute or so, so we have some time. But yeah, that's pretty much the purpose of what he was doing. Yeah, he's good. No third base from TY established, but it is, you know, it is there. It's producing SCVs. He's just waiting for the right opportunity, right? soO going to go ahead and scuttle on back home. There you go, boys. Scuttle away. And he does throw down his Evo Chambers. Okay, so you don't have to get your Evo Chambers before Lair. Noted. Now I know how to play Zerg. No fourth base quite yet from soO either. Probably not comfortable yet. Probably wants to like get at least a little bit more roaches before. Wait, I'm stupid, aren't I? Nope. Yep, there he goes. Alright, so I was right in the first place. He's gonna go and just get that fourth base. Still no third, so soO probably a little apprehensive at this point. He's gonna send in this Overseer, and honestly, losing it is fine. You gotta make sure that you're not just getting all in, right? So he's gonna come in, and he did see the double
Hive cluster under direct assault.
Dropping this fourth base, actually probably gonna get it. He is gonna see that those 2 engineering bays were up and whirling around, but probably not gonna be able to do too much and infer too much from that. So he's gonna go ahead and push this drop away. Queen's gonna actually get a medevac. Wow. Meanwhile, all these roaches from soO, the supply dip. No, the door was down. Oh no, soO. Oh, that could have been an amazing opportunity. I think he just wasn't able to properly tell what units are what. I think he thought these were Marines. So I don't know. That was, maybe it's just a misclick. That was saddening. Ah, no, that could have been real good. Like a million times better than it was, but that's okay. We forgive him. He's gonna go for that Mass George style. I definitely do love seeing this because it expedites the games a little bit, not gonna lie, but I also love seeing one of the best Zerg players in the world trying to destroy one of the best Terran players in the world with just a bunch of roaches. There's something primal about it. Sue me, I don't know, right? So, TY obviously gonna pull the SCVs right away. He's been around the block a couple times before. This pack looking a significantly stronger than the one I knew the partnership. The concave Sue is able to get is much bigger, much stronger. And as you can see, this time TY has been broken. GG is called, and Sue says, "That's how you take a game off a Terran player." Keep it PG-13, Swagger. So, tied up. You don't have to take the games to like 90-minute grind fest with BCs. Nah, just make a bunch of roaches. So, now that both players have won 3 games, it is now officially a best of 3. The first one to win 2 games from here on out will be crowned the champion, winner, mastermind, best StarCraft player in the world. Oh my god, these players are really just... I like these guys, you know why? They don't waste time. Like, literally, as soon as the game got finished... One sec, the taskbar is killing me. As soon as the thing got... Oh wait, never mind. Okay, because it was the only map left. Thunderbird was the only map left. So that was, by default, the map we were going to go to. Gotcha. Never mind. That's the only map in the map pool we haven't been on yet. Is Thunderbird the one with the... yeah, that's the one with the rich gas geysers. Do I think anyone's going to do anything crazy with the rich Vespine? No. Honestly, I think if there was one race to go crazy with more Vespine at the start of the game, it would be Protoss. But even then, it's like... Because like with gold minerals, you know, you just make a bunch of zealots, I guess. But like with gold gas, you just like make a bunch of Archons? That's not good. I mean, that's good, but it's like not amazing. Like, I don't know of any Archon all-ins. Maybe Thunderbird could be the first map where an Archon all-in is widely accepted. Like, you take that base, like you Cannon Rush, you take that base and then you just make like 50 Archons because of all the gas. Work in progress, you guys. Anyways, you're not here to watch my work in progress. You're here to watch these amazing players. So let's go ahead and introduce them. Spawning in the top left-hand position of Stundabed, representing Splice, it is TY. Handily losing that game to his Zerg opponent, spawning in the bottom right-hand position of Thunderbird, representing Chibo, it is soO. Now, if I can chastise TY just a little bit about last game, I mean, did he really... I mean, there's a very safe third base to take, which is like still on the high ground. I wonder why he didn't take that one, especially seeing the roaches from soO. I mean, it's a very hard call to make. It's a very hard thing to spot, but like, every game, I've been saying it, soO has been going for those roaches. So if you see soO go for roaches again, you kind of got to have that in the back of your head. Like, hey, maybe this guy's going to be aggressive with roaches. Maybe I should take my third base on the high ground. Maybe I should just keep my units there for a little bit. I don't know. Regardless, good attack by soO. Good way to tie the series up. Now, Thunderbird, let's talk about this map really quickly. I want to applaud Blizzard for putting it in the map pool. It's one of the more experimental. This has been a very experimental ladder map season. We have Vespine, we have rich Vespine geysers, we have mineral fields which act as path blockers, in which you send out a probe and you mine it and it's like out of the way and it's like, wow, that's so crazy, right? And I don't know, it's just kind of cool. I thought it was pretty great. Like, you can send out 2 ACVs, one like gets this one, the other one gets this one, and then you can like proxy 2 barracks faster, right? I mean, I personally haven't seen any super cool strategies on Thunderbird yet. I think it's a sleeping giant though. Someone eventually is gonna have like the most crazy ingenious build on this, and it's just gonna break the game, right? Or at least that's what everyone's thinking. That's what everyone's expecting. I don't know. If there's one player who's gonna be able to figure out something like that, I think it's not gonna be TY or soO. Not to take anything away from TY or soO. I'm just thinking that, you know, that seems more like an SOS sort of thing, right? But that's not to say there aren't considerations for Thunderbird that, you know, you don't have to take into consideration, because they're considerations. For example, third base here, you have to consider, you know, mining these out if you are the Zerg opponent, or the Terran opponent rather, just so you don't get tanks or swarm hosts on this side of your base for free, which would kind of suck, right? Also opens up the path to a pretty relatively safe high ground fourth base. Alrighty. Terran, meanwhile, gonna go ahead and go for same old, a 1-1-1 build. This time, no CC mixed on in for TY. He has had enough of this CC nonsense. CC stands for a crappy crapshoot, so just gonna go for the standard Hellion build. Oh, I thought I thought someone disconnected because the Hellions were going down. They stopped so abruptly, and I was like, oh well, I guess someone DC'd, so I guess I just wait here awkwardly. But no, I just was awkward for no reason, which seems to be happening a lot more nowadays. All right. Whoa, lots of lings. Hello. All right. Well, I guess it's hard to wall in your natural, right? And lings could work. All right, and to self lings could work. They can't really man in the mirrors. They can't really chew through them either. soO does end up seeing the Hellions by top here. He's going to go ahead and go for the surround. TY paying great attention there. Is going to be able to avoid the surround just narrowly. And good micro here so far on the part of TY. Still microing this Hellion on out. There's still a lot of lings here though, and there's not really too much to defend against it. The more Hellions are about to pop on out, but yeah, the natural base is unfortunately going to be forfeited for the time being. So 6 SCVs and 2 Hellions going on down for the low price of 12 Zerglings. Sign me up, says soO, as he's going to go ahead and get away with a good bit of damage so far. And yeah, Thunderbird, one of those awkward wall maps, you know. I think TY, if he's like started walling in over here, would have been a little bit better. I don't know. It's a little strange. Another Roach Warren coming out for soO. I think this time it's going to be a little bit more defensive. Just based on the timing and everything, it doesn't look like he wants to make a bunch of roaches and go kill TY, right? I mean, that's what I said when... I mean, that's what I said the last game, but we all saw how that happened, right? He made a bunch of roaches and then went and killed TY. So, don't listen to me. Pult Viking showing mercy, so not a true Pult Viking. I'm going to go ahead and go back to his base in shame and land itself like a freaking heretic and live the rest of his days out in shame, as it should. I don't know why I watched that, but I did. Alright, roach speed and more roaches on the way. So, another roach-based strategy coming out for soO here. Is he gonna make roaches and go kill him? He's not making any more roaches and he's stuck on 55 workers. Maybe he wants to really just deflect this attack. Maybe he just knows this attack is coming. Why can't he just know that there's gonna be a Hellbat attack? Why does it always have to be, like, roach all-ins with you, Spagar? What are you doing? A little bit of a premature morph coming in from TY. It's okay, it happens to everyone, but still always a little embarrassing when it happens. And Dropper Lords, alright, that's what I'm talking about. This brings me back a couple patches. When you only have to have an Evo chamber for these guys. Okay, thank God, Pneumtest Carapace. So, Pneumtest Carapace roaches. I guess this is just to enhance the all-in. This is like... I'm not sure if I can make... Okay, I'll do it, but... Like, having a Dropper Lord with this roach all-in is like having like a ripped condom, right? I mean, it's like, it's not really super duper necessary, but I guess, you know, if it's there, and it helps things out a little bit, right? So, soO is gonna go ahead and begin this all-in. He's gonna be able to do quite a bit of damage, I hope so. Queen's in a Dropper Lord, no joke. Oh my god, wait, what, seriously? Okay, yeah. See, look, soO feels so cheaty. He's like still macroing. He's like, what are you talking about? GG, I was here for my all-in. And yeah, TY just says, no, I'm not going to do it. Okay, well, I guess he's just not going to do it. devastating. I guess he was just going for 2. He had a lot of Hellions, I'll give him that much. But yeah, army value was just not there. 2100 to like 3000. Little bit of dicey sauce going on there. And now soO is on match point against TY. This has been very, very I mean, like, you would TY has just been so dominant for so long. You'd expect him to be able to like take down soO maybe 5-2, 5-3 possibly, or even 5-1. Sorry. Maybe it's just also my our track record with Terrans in this Pro Series, in which Terrans just kind of just eat everybody in the Alpha Pro Series. But soO seems to be biting back. soO seems to be doing a good bit of damage to TY, making him nervous. TY going back to the tried and true Kairos Junction. He did amazing on that map, so why not? Maybe he can bring it back. I don't know. Oh my god, it's dawn now. 5:14 a.m. We've been casting for 2.5 hours now. Let's hope we can make it a solid 3. I think that'd be a nice, good little ending to our stream. It would be kind of sad if this were the last game. This has been a it's been a good couple of series. Oh no, they're typing Korean in the chat. TY and COR. Now I feel so left out. Oh no. Anyone in chat who speaks both Korean and English, which I'm guessing actually will probably be at least someone. Work your magic, please. Because I don't want to. Because Google Translate works all right. It's okay, but like you can tell it doesn't work too well. Oh, but I guess it works for simple stuff like thank you. Sugo hasio se yubineda. Look this up. Don't speak Korean. All right, let's go ahead and introduce our players. Spawning in the bottom right hand position of Kairos Junction on match point, representing Chivo, it is the Blue Zerg player soO. And the man who must win 2 games in a row is spawning in the top left hand position of Kairos Junction, representing Splice, it is TY. Now correct me if I'm wrong, but I think every game nobody has won 2 games in a row this series. It's been TY soO, TY soO, TY soO, TY soO, TY soO. Something like that, right? I'm at least pretty sure. Because we were 2-2, then we were 3-3, now we're 3-4. And I think we were 1... Were we ever 1-1? Yeah, I think we're 1-1 too. I think for the most part of this series, it's been very back and forth. Not one player winning a lot, then another player winning a lot. So TY on Kairos Junction, he showed really promising games on here. Honestly, I think he is very favored against soO on this map. I think he has a very strong chance to take it away from soO. But if he wins this map, and soO has a chance to pick another map, which he will fight for his tournament life on as well, it could get a little bit dicey for TY then. I mean, to win 2 games in a row is kind of a tall order. soO has been, I want to compliment, has been so on point this entire series. I mean, he has lost some games, which some people might say he should have won. He has had some frustrating losses here and there. He has made some mistakes, but overall, his macro and his control and his just sense of, his game sense has just been very strong. His roaches have been just roaching it up, doing good stuff, I mean, soO's looking good. I'm not gonna lie, soO's looking real good. Alright. Don't get all hot and bothered, Svagar. TY can still win. TY is a really good player. I know. I just really like Zergs. Oh! Got the little Zergling. Poor little Zergling, oh no. Okay, is it just me? Okay, I'm talking. Okay, to all the non-Terran people out there, do you vote? To all the non-Terran. Okay, how about this? To all the Protoss people out there. Actually, let's just say to all the non-Terran people out there, when you see like a Terran versus whatever, do you vote for the Terran or the other race? Because I always vote for the race that's not Terran, right? I mean, I know I sound like a dick, but like, TVP, obviously I'm a Protoss, I vote for the Protoss. TVZ, I like the Zerg, I like the kind of like, have to defend, I vote for the Zerg player. And then TVT, I just kind of hope it ends in a draw every single game, so I mean, I don't know. I just kind of... I like Terrans, and I like Terran race, but I have nothing against... I'm not saying, like, I hate Terrans or anything like that, or anybody who plays them, or I think it's boring. I'm not saying any of that. I think the exact opposite. But I always root for the other race. I don't know why. I just don't know why. There's something about Terrans that just make me just go, bleh. Just like give me the jeepers, right? Alright, soO with the tried and true Roach War, and this time a lot earlier than the last game. This time wouldn't be as surprising if he were to try and do some sort of all-in shenaniganry off it. Again, Kairos Junction, like TY thinks, probably kind of a small map. Perfect for Terran aggression. Also really good for Roach all-ins. Coincidentally enough. And yeah, soO is just, yeah, no layer just yet as compared to last game. I think he is gonna just make a bunch of Roaches and say, hey, you know, Roach is a good unit. And hey, maybe Roaches are a good unit. I think Roaches are an excellent unit. He's making Roaches right now. 2 of them. Currently 4 of them. 6 of them. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I would say like 4. I would say blindly maybe like 4-ish Roaches, but going up to 6 is a little suspect. Oh, he's making some drones now too, I guess. Okay, no, 6. I'm gonna see, but 6 Roaches just to be defensive, kind of keep TY at bay, and then just focus on droning up that 3rd base. And then once you have enough drones on that 3rd base, then just kind of destroy him. So this is actually, no, this is the same thing he's been doing. He's been making a bunch of Roaches, getting some drones, moving across the map, and then just macroing up. Okay, so this has actually been a thing. This is a thing. I think it's a fake out pressure sort of thing, and I really like it, and I think it's very smart from soO, and I enjoyed it a lot. Okay, he's done this like what, 3 times this series? So it's not going to be a Roach all-in per se, but he's going to go for a lot of Roaches. He's up to 55 drones, which was the magic... Jesus, calm down. Which was the magic number for the Roach all-in last games, and he's making a decent amount, and he's making a lot of Overlords now. He is supply block too, though. And yeah, that's gonna continue to macro on up, gets more Vespine gas guiders. There's still no Evo chambers. They could be running just a little bit late, and there we go. He's gonna go and throw them down right now. And yeah, it's gonna be a Roach game coming up from soO again. It really does seem to favor those Roaches. TY though could hit a strong timing with these siege tanks, especially if these rocks aren't knocked down. It might be a little bit of an oversight from our friend soO. Should really start knocking them down, because if you don't, then this happens. Yeah, they put the tanks right there. You know the song, they put the lime in the coconut and they drink it all up? It's kind of like that, but like you put the tanks behind the rocks and you eat the Zerg all up. You put the tanks behind the rocks. He's not letting him siege up though, so that's a really good thing. Killing this push before it even has a chance to live. My god, this like push birth control here. I'm amazed at soO. soO's balls basically. To push out that early, but it worked. TY's pushed back. Behind this, there was no seconds or no 3rd CC at all. So that was actually supposed to do a lot more than it actually ended up doing. So TY kind of probably wouldn't be surprised if he was a little bit desperate here. Gonna go ahead and probably should heal up those units. Gonna push back some creep and just be annoying with this unit so far, but soO is looking to be sitting pretty here. And I think soO going for this 1-1, alright, so he's probably, what most likely is gonna happen is he's gonna do something which we've been seeing him doing a couple of games before. He's gonna get that +1/+1, maybe +2/+2 if the timing is right, pun intended. He's gonna max out on Roaches for sure, and he's gonna move across the map, and it's gonna be the too many Roaches build coming out from soO. Is what I think is gonna happen. It's what I hope is gonna happen. I do love seeing it. I know some people don't, but I really do. But so, you know, fingers and toes crossed for that. It'd be a perfect way to end up the series, I think. A nice aggressive note, you know. Oh, Ravager gets killed. Oh, that's kind of sad. Especially when, like, your own units kill it, you know. Yeah, okay, just making sure he sees that. And yeah, 16 more Roaches on the way. It's gonna be the too many Roaches build. Does he have not enough larvae? He has 5 right now. However, injects are looking good. I don't know. Huh. He's floating a lot of money, unfortunately. Probably can just spend a bunch of that in Ravagers, though, so he's fine. There's not really too many macro problems when you can just, like, make a bunch of Ravagers out of your Roaches, right? Siege tank count looking fairly healthy for TY, up to, Jesus, 6 right now. Probably going to see a 7. He's only on 1 factory. And remember that, well, he's getting some liberators too. Definitely not as good as siege tanks against Roach Raptor, but still pretty good. And soO is pretty much maxed out at this point. Alright, he's making a couple more Raptors, but other than that, he just wants to get going. And, you know, who can blame him? I certainly cannot. It's 131 supply. Every second that ticks by for TY is a good second. Every second that the Roachers aren't shoving himself down his throat is a great second for TY. TY has to be very defensive here. Maybe even a couple of bunkers. I don't know. It's just getting very dire. There we go. Bunker gets thrown on down for TY, but no. The Spirit of the Ravager haunts the SCV and it cannot make that bunker. It is cock blocked by its own units. How unfortunate. Alright, well, TY has been able to get out a couple more tanks. He does have double factory protection now. And there was a lot of tanks on the high ground and emergency wall up as well. Desperate times call for desperate measures, but TY, is he going to be able to hold on off here? This bottom tank is looking desperately vulnerable. The top tank also starting to get cleaned up a bit. The meat for the siege tank turning dangerously low, but there's a lot of health to get through, and I think just barely the first wave is going to be held on off. A great defensive hold there from TY. As opposed to an, well, I guess, yeah, a great defensive hold there. soO obviously not interested in macroing up and playing the Roach game. Gonna go ahead and try and remax here as fast as he possibly can. He does have a 4th hatchery, so it's not the end of the world if this doesn't work, but obviously it's less than ideal. Gonna go ahead and move on forward. Picks off a couple of units, maybe? Yeah, maybe like a couple of units. And importantly, it's not going to get too many units there. soO's playing the patient game. Hasn't made a single drone yet. 73 to 62 workers. It's looking really good for TY if he can just hold on. It's a desperate situation, I know, but if he holds, it's gold. If he holds, it's gold. Gonna come up to this flank over here. In fact, if he sends his whole army up, that could actually be a winning move. I mean, there's not really much to defend here, especially if he gets into the natural and right on top of production. Hard call to make, though. TY is seeming to want to get a drop going out on the map. Actually, 2 drops, as a matter of fact. So, and considering soO is maxed on out, it could actually cause a lot of disruption in his main natural base. But it is going to be 2 medevacs less worth of stuff that he has to deal with. So, soO, how does he want to deal with this? He's letting TY come close to maxing out. It's 173 to 199, and this supply from soO is not going to get any better. It's all liberators, it's all tanks, it's all bad news bears for soO. The drop hits on the main base, and soO has not sent anything back to defend against it. He wants everything right here, right now, but unfortunately it's going to cost him a lot. We'll come back to that later, ladies and gents. Right now, let's go back to the main engagement. He's going to try and break through one last time. There's so many tanks. Oh my god, it's a massacre. And yeah, TY is going to take that one handily. And soO versus TY is going to come down to a best of 1. What a great series so far. And what a treat to cast. Oh my goodness. Ew. That engagement gives me the hibbity-jeeps. But like I said, soO is going to be able to have his choice of map here. And I'm pretty certain that soO, if he really buckles down, he can probably sneak out a win in this game. But again, it's anyone's series. He put a TY in a best of 1 against anybody. Anybody. And he can probably take the game off him. Anybody in the world. That's crazy, right? Anybody probably in the universe. There's probably nobody in the universe who can play StarCraft better than some of the people we have here on Earth. That's pretty cool, right? Alright. soO really thinking hard about this one, so I'm going to take a squirt of my agua here. soO picks a map, anything but Kairos. That's correct. Alright. soO picks Cyber Forest, which I gotta admit kind of is a little bit weird. I guess he wants to try another roach strategy, maybe. I mean, soO, he has been very strong later on in games. So picking a small map like this is a little questioning, especially when we see TY's control, his aggression, all that good stuff, you know. It's kind of hard to see him really pulling ahead against TY in that regard, but maybe he has a specific plan here. Maybe he's gonna proxy a hatchery. Maybe, I mean, maybe. I mean, that would be like a really lovely thing to happen. Don't get me wrong, I would love that. That'd be amazing. That'd be absolutely amazing. It's probably not gonna happen, but it'd be really cool. Let me dream. All right, we're gonna get into the game. Fingers and toes crossed. It's a proxy hatch. Probably not though. I wouldn't be too disappointed. Because I know not to expect such things, but like, still, be cool. Alrighty, folks. All comes down to this. Spawning in the top left hand. Sorry, I gotta give this a proper thing. Okay, let it pass. Alright, good. Spawning in the top left-hand position of Cyber Forest, representing Chivo, it is the Blue Zerg player soO. On to his opponent, spawning in the bottom right-hand position of Cyber Forest, representing Splice, it is TY. Both players one game away from making the game, set, and match, winning their share of 300 big boys. And soO, mixing things up for the first time this series, is going to go ahead and throw down a spawning pool first. This isn't some weird, crazy all-in. Don't be ridiculous. He's just going to sneak a couple of lings around to the main base of TY and see if he can catch him off guard. That's what he does. And I think that's around as much risk as soO is ever willing to take in the final match of a best of 9 after playing for 2.5 hours. I mean, I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to risk it all on some crazy all-in off of one base, right? Okay, well, you know what? I'm just not gonna talk anymore. I'm done. I'm finished. I'll see you guys later. I'm just gonna like control shift follow this SCB, and we are gonna chill. Puta madre, squirted everywhere again. Oh wait, oh shoot, did I type that out? Oh, I hope they didn't see that. Alright, misclick, it's okay. TY does know that there's a couple of links out, but he doesn't know about the Roach Warren, just like how I didn't know about the Roach Warren. So the reason why is because this looks different than a regular one-base Ravager build or like a two-base Ravager build, where you go, because in that build you go gas, right? Instead of like pool. Instead of this, you go gas, and that's how you know that it's a Ravager build. But this is just gas, so I guess soO wants more meat to his army. I'm not certain. I think TY thinks this is just a ling pressure, and I think he's selling that really well. There we go. Gonna scuttle those roaches back up. Oh no! Oh, did he rally that proper? Oh, did he see that? Oh my God, he saw. Oh no, he saw it. Oh, that's a heartbreaker. soO's roach was popped out just as the SCB was scouting it. That is just so sad. Immediately a C-Shank should be spinning. Oh, a Cyclone actually. That also works pretty well too. You don't want it to get bogged on down. Immediately a Cyclone gets spun on up on that tech lab. A bunker at the top of the ramp. This is looking pretty not good for soO. And yeah, already he's gonna go and start transitioning to other techs, greener pastures. He's gonna go and set up some drones. High ground vision is extremely important, and Cyclone can take that away too. It also doesn't get bottled down as easily, so I definitely do like the Cyclone a fair bit more. than the tank here. Oh, it's gonna lock into Ravager. 40, 20, 21, 1, and that is a big fat 0, marking the end of its life. Alright, well, Overlord does get locked on down as well, so that's pretty much the end of this push, right? There's not really much else that soO can do here. Especially without reinforcements, though I think that might have just been intentional. In fact, it probably is intentional, as we saw him joining up and getting an extra hatchery. So, a little bit of an unfortunate start there from soO to this game. However, we saw TY come back against much higher odds, so maybe soO can surprise us the same way this game. But it's gonna be tough. Yeah, it's gonna be real tough. Cyclone start coming out for TY. It's probably just gonna be able to pick off a couple of queens, couple of roaches with this. Again, this isn't very much of a drone killing push. Maybe you can actually lock onto the... Nah, it's not gonna lock in. That's stupid. He's gonna lock onto the Ravagers, right? Yep. Ravager lock. Oh no, lost vision. That is unfortunate for TY. It has to be controlled very precisely. There's not that many units to work with here. The units get locked on. Not gonna send them back though. So they are gonna go ahead and get picked on off. And yeah, just some light pressure on this hatchery. Actually taking a lot of damage, more than I would have thought. Possibly softening it up for some follow-up push. This is around a half health hatchery here. Half health hatchery here. Wow, passing that 9 times fast. Why 9 times fast? Because this is a best of 9, and here at Alpha X we always do things in best of 9s, because 9 is the best number. Anyways, Cyclone finding incredible amounts of value. Killing units is good, but killing queens especially is especially good. You gotta disrupt the flow of the Terran's economy. You gotta slow down the creep spread. And again, they're also units. So just really good solid play coming up from TY. Really able to punish and take full advantage of his opening. Meanwhile, back at home, he is getting more tanks, more marines. He's getting a 3rd CC. And everything is looking to be TY. Army-wise, though, there was a little bit of a discrepancy. soO, I don't know about this. I really don't. He's gonna go ahead and try and bust down TY's wall, but look at the smallest natural ramp in the entire map pool right now. I'm pretty sure this is like tiny, whiny, itsy bitsy pop zucchini. 3 tanks on the top of that. There's no way it's getting busted. Yeah, I think as soon as soO tries to do it, no, he's gonna commit to it, knowing full well that, oh my gosh, he's gonna commit everything he has onto this. This is the game for soO, and I think it's not gonna work. GG is called, and folks, in the last-ditch effort to make his roaches work once again, TY is going to snatch the game away from soO. Don't go anywhere, folks. We do have a winner's interview with the very lovely Hadrian soon to translate, so should be a pretty good time. So please stand by for that. If you don't want to watch that, that's a-okay as well. Thank you for tuning on in. We really do appreciate it here at Alpha X. But yeah, TY is gonna win, just barely though, just barely. 4-5, man, 4-5. I think going all in was. Alright, the going all in up that ramp was just a little much. I don't know. I think soO felt like he couldn't play a game against TY very effectively. Like, from that much of a deficit. And you gotta kind of wonder, does that mean that soO thinks he's not as good as TY? Because TY did the same thing to soO. And he, made it a very close game. So why couldn't soO, like, do something similar is what I'm wondering. TY, we're asking here for interview. TY says yes. Excellent sauce. There we go. Just gonna quickly set up stuff here, folks. Be sure to get a glass of water, wine, champagne, beet juice, whatever you need to relax. Go ahead and do that for a little bit as we go ahead and set things up. I heard it. I heard a rooster. Alright, I guess that's a super special bonus content you get for waiting for the interview. You gotta hear the rooster. Or you gotta hear me say I heard a rooster. Think about it, it's better than nothing, you know? Alright, we're almost ready to start the things. Unfortunately, Hutchinson accidentally made a new group, so I have to go ahead and redo this. Alright, that's fine, but we're getting there. Slowly and steadily, folks. Slowly and steadily. Hutchinson, Sushi, and me. Okay, rockin'. Where is our TYTY then? Alright, here we go, folks.
여보세요?
안녕하세요.
들리나요?
네,
안녕하세요.
네.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, TY. Hey,
Good.
guys. Hey,
Yes.
Hutchinson.
Hello.
How's everyone? Everyone doing good?
Yeah, I didn't expect a full set here. I have to go to church, but I'm late now. But it's okay.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, it's like almost 6 o'clock in the morning here, so I'm like half dying here. But it was a good series, and I'm glad we had a good series. Big congratulations to TY, of course, coming out very close in a 5-4 victory against soO. And yeah, just have a couple questions here. So let me go ahead and pull them up. Alright, so I think one of the most notable parts about the whole series was soO's use of roaches. He used a lot of roaches, a lot of roach pushes, a lot of roach timing attacks. And, you know, I just want to ask, what was TY's, you know, thoughts going into, like, playing off against such an aggressive roach style? Was he expecting this from soO? And, you know, does he prefer playing off against, you know, different styles, or does he really not like playing against those roaches?
우선 이번 풀 세트를 갔는데 이제 경기를 다 보면은 어윤수 선수가 되게 약간 공격적인 바퀴만 계속 뽑았어요. 약간 그런 거를 예상하셨나요? 좀 어떻게 그런 걸 보셨나요?
근데 이거 영어로 인터뷰하고 싶은데.
네, 좋죠, 그럼.
근데 너무 그거에서 너무 제가 영어를 너무 아직 못하는 거 아시잖아요, 누나도. 그래서 지금 뭔가 되게 고민 중인데 그냥 한국어로 할까요?
그냥 그러면은 영어로 하고 싶은 말을 하고 이제 좀 더 구체적으로 좀 설명을 하면은 한국말로 하면 그건 제가 통역을 해드릴게요. 우선 할 수 있는 거는 영어로 한번 해봅시다.
I knew soO likes roach style because I saw I made so many tanks.
Yeah, he made so many tanks, like
Yeah.
a million tanks. So he knew. Sneaky boy, sneaky. Alright. Well, that was that. Also, another thing we saw TY do was, you know, he's played a lot of play styles today. You know, we saw some bio, we saw some mech. But one thing we didn't see was that sort of Hellion Cyclone build that's sort of, you know, popular nowadays. And even though we tried out different mech styles, why he didn't try out any Hellion Cyclone today?
그럼 질문도 혹시 통역 필요 없으신 건가요?
네. 아니, 필요할 것 확실하게는 몰라서.
이제 오늘 다양한 빌드를 보여주셨는데 뭐 바이오도 하고 메카도 했는데 요새 좀 유행인 화염차 사이클론 빌드를 안 하신 이유가 있나요?
아, 네네. Because soO,
Mm-hmm.
로치 opening build, so many played.
Mm-hmm.
Cyclone and Hellion. Yeah, 로치 opening is stronger against Cyclone Hellion build. So
I
I don't
see.
play mech, only Bionic.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's understandable, especially if he knows that he's playing against a lot of roaches. So that makes sense. All right, and then this next question is gonna be about King's Cove here. So the game on King's Cove, we saw that TY opened up with kind of a very particular style of like 3 starports very early, and got everyone excited. I know I was very excited and happy to see that, made me all giddy. So just kind of wondering what made him go for such a unique style that game.
그 킹스코브 맵 그때
네네.
처음에 네네 왜 그런 빌드를 선택하셨는지 궁금합니다.
I practiced so many plays Sky Terran in King's Cove because so I play very strong against Somost. Yeah, it's very good play.
Mm-hmm. I see. So just very strong strategy overall. Gotcha. Alright, and then just not to take it too much time, one last question here. Just, were you expecting the series to be that close? Like, we saw that in the series, it wasn't like one of you guys winning 3 games in a row and then another like winning 3 games in a row. It was very back and forth. So like soO would win a game and you would win a game. soO would win a game, you would win a game. And that happened all the way up until game number 9. So were you expecting that? Were you expecting soO to do better? Or were you expecting you to do better? Was this an expected result for you?
오늘 세트를 봤을 때 뭐 누가 3연승을 했다가 뭐 그런 게 아니고 계속 한 판씩 되게 이기면서 그런 결과가 나왔는데 이런 걸 예상하셨나요?
이거는 좀 어려운데 예상 못하고 저는 제가 질 줄 알아서 어윤수 선수 워낙 잘해서 제 질 줄 알아서 오늘 승리가 뭔가 되게 달콤하네요. 질 줄 알았던 경기를 이겨서.
So I actually didn't expect such a close series, because soO is so good. So I thought I would lose it. So the victory here feels even sweeter.
So sweet it is. Well, congratulations, big congratulations to TY. Thank you so much for coming out here, man. We really do appreciate it.
수고하셨습니다.
네,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
No, thank you so much. And thank you so much, Hajin, for translating. And yeah, you guys have a good one. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, goodbye.
Alright. That's pretty much it. TY, super cool guy. Oh, look, Hajinson and TY are still in call. Ooh, I wonder if they're talking about me. Like, oh, did you hear how handsome that caster sounded? Alright. We're gonna go ahead and end the stream there, folks. It is 6 o'clock a.m. and we are gonna get some well-deserved Z's. So, thank you so much for tuning on in, folks. If you did enjoy the stream, please be sure to follow us on Africa. Go ahead and give us a sticker, an up, a star balloon, one of those cutesy little things. You guys know it better than I do, right? And yeah, we really do appreciate you guys watching, tuning on in, and making this entire thing possible. So, thank you all so much. My name has been Swagar. I've been your host for this series, and I hope you enjoyed watching as much as I enjoyed casting. And I'll see y'all later. All so much. My name has been Swagar. I've been your host for this series, and I hope you enjoyed watching as much as I enjoyed casting. And I'll see